Literally do.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my basement. It's been a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
What's up, Glenn?
Saw, dude.
So, dude.
Living in the world of home improvement.
Whoa!
Oh.
Wait, that was a fourth voice in
A
there.
wild Zach Myers appears.
Whoa.
Hey, guys.
Saw
Level
that.
69.
Unevolved Pikachu. He's holding that Everstone and he's not letting go.
Letting go. That's right.
What's up, dude? What's up with them home improvements? Tim Taylor.
The one that we're getting high on right now.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? What is that? Fume.
It's what they call a volatile organic compound.
Uh-huh.
It's just it's oil-based primer.
Wogue.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like living in it, dude.
Yeah. It's Bandit would even come in earlier. He's like, "Nah, man, they told me not to do drugs."
He's wearing his Dare
I signed a
t-shirt.
pledge. I signed a pledge at school.
Actually, want to see Bandit in a Dare t-shirt now? if that's not the title page to this podcast, I don't know what it is.
All right, we'll work it out.
I started working on a Bandit. I've been working on coding a little bit lately.
Yeah.
And I programmed a 1990s web page about Bandit.
No,
No, you didn't.
no,
Yeah.
you did not.
I'll show it to you.
Can,
Right
you
now.
got a link or something? You know.
Yeah.
It's
You gotta
not
shout it out?
it's not hosted anywhere. I
Okay.
haven't gotten the picture to display yet, but
Yeah, that's
damn,
tight.
dude.
There you go.
Okay. It looks like a Word document.
it does.
True.
It's supposed to have a picture of him
Okay.
with like mud on his face.
I'm seeing it.
Uh-huh.
Who is Bandit? Who is he really? Yeah,
He's a 1-year-old husky.
that's pretty legit. What is? Can you read it off? Come on,
Yeah,
I
it says-
can't read shit over here. You know.
It says, "Who is Bandit? He's a fun-loving husky that lives in Indiana. Things Bandit likes: walks, ham, the great outdoors, chicken nuggets, pooping on expensive landscaping, humping Larry."
No, it does not.
He does say that.
Oh, he also likes chicken bones, I noticed.
Things Bandit dislikes.
Wait, you didn't put like what? Doesn't he love tuna or something?
Oh yeah, he does. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you gotta put tuna on there.
We haven't
man.
had tuna in a minute.
Damn.
Things
You
Bandit-
just starving my boy out like that?
Things he dislikes: the vacuum, health food, institutional racism, being alone.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
not getting fuck.
So that's it. That's bandit.html right now.
Nice.
Hell
Fantastic.
yeah. Oh, man. Glenn, tell me about your car troubles as of late.
Oh my god. So
All right, what kind of car do you got first?
2010 Hyundai Elantra,
Base.
5-speed manual.
The most basic. The roll-up windows, hand crank.
Puts out 138 horsepower at the crank.
Woo!
At the crank, but what about the brakes?
98.
Probably 100. So I went to change my brakes out. I was pretty much since the last time I had a brake job done, 60,000 miles ago. I've been hearing this like womp noise,
Oh,
Ooh.
and
Womp, womp, womp.
it was just getting like really bad. So I was like, one of my calipers is seized.
yeah.
And then right before I did it, I got like a low brake fluid light on my dashboard. So I thought, well, whatever. It's like the seized so bad, it's like leaking now. No big deal. So I just put some brake fluid in there, and then I went to jack it up and change the brakes and everything. I mean, it's not a new car, right? It's got like 170,000 miles on it, but every single piece of every brake caliper was rust welded together.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what should have taken me like 3 or 4 hours took me like 10 days
Whoa.
of it being jacked up in my yard and spraying like rust penetrant on stuff. And
Yep.
I shredded at least one bolt. I had to get bolt extractors.
Did you buy a torch?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was able to get every stripped bolt off with extractor heads. But man, I bent like one of my socket wrenches. I got my caliper unstuck. Actually, none of them were leaking, so
That's good.
I wasn't sure where the brake fluid was coming from. And that was on my rear. And then once I couldn't find any, like, there are these clips, right, that your brake pads are supposed to sit into
Right.
in
Yeah,
the
that's
router.
what-
Yes,
like-
I used to package those.
Abatement clips or whatever they're called. Well, the company I ordered brakes from sent me the wrong rear pads.
Of course it did.
Apparently, even though my car it's called an Elantra Blue, which was like this eco-friendly submodel, but it uses the brakes from the touring models.
Oh,
Of course.
So
it does.
every set of brakes is actually wrong. If
Oh,
you
nice.
get them. So I just went to AutoZone or whatever and got some new pads because I didn't want to wait 4 days to finish it. But then I couldn't find the right clips for them, so I ended up just not putting them in.
Fuck it.
Right.
I figured it was so rusty that I had made enough of a rust clip for it. So whatever, I got that done. I went to do my front wheels. I snapped the lug stud on one of them.
Nice.
Oh no,
Dude, that was a pain in the dick.
you didn't put that in the text. That's awful.
Yeah. Actually, that was one of the easier things to fix.
Really?
Yeah, I had to cut the
Wow.
dust shield back a little bit, and then I had to tap it out with a mallet. And I tried to tap a new one in, but I ended up just rounding the edge off. So I had to get it's called a lug stud installer, which is this little wheel bearing that you just put the lug nut on and you tighten it until it pulls it through. So that wasn't too bad.
So now you just have that, just in case that ever happens again.
Yeah, they're not very durable though, and they're expensive. It was like $40.
And they're not durable.
No, man, after probably 2 or 3 more studs and it'll be trashed.
What?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And it's like it's one of those tools that you can rent a lot of tools for free from auto stores, but that's not one of them.
Yeah,
This is like one of those-
It has a finite amount of times it can do its job.
This is like one of those deals where you like gain a much appreciation for fucking mechanics because they got to deal with that shit day in, day out. And then like people come in and expect a nice cheap job on some bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! No, I totally understand why it costs
Yeah.
$700 now.
Oh man, yeah, right. Because you're like, not only is it stressful AF, but
Yeah.
like the parts and shit, and like your equipment takes a beating.
And they're
for
not
doing
air
shit like that.
conditioning.
Yeah.
They're just doing it like they would be in a home garage or anything else with just a big old industrial fan.
Oh, I was doing it outside, and I was
Right.
like,
Right.
after 5 minutes, I was like sweating
Fuck.
profusely in my
Yeah.
driveway, and
Yeah. Dude, just be happy you don't have glasses. That's like one more irritant that just like puts you over.
Oh,
It's like every
yeah.
time you look down, it's like,
luckily they would have been all foggy.
To be fair, you have glass holder, like you have the band that you never put on.
it's true.
I mean, I do have glasses actually. I just
What?
always wear contacts. So I get my brakes done. I put new rotors on. Everything looks good.
You did calipers too or no?
No, I didn't. I maybe should have.
Okay.
Next time I will. I don't.
That's where I'm at with mine too.
Oh, and
Do you have one of those caliper piston tools, or did you just like use a C clamp or something to get it pressed
I
back?
used a C clamp.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I
Same.
saw on YouTube.
Same.
But one thing I forgot about my rear calipers, there's like the lower arm for the suspension you have to take out
What?
to reach one of the bolts for the
I'm
caliper.
sorry. What?
Yeah, so I had to unscrew it, and then I had to tap it out with a mallet, and it's like on a spring
Right.
underneath. Mm-hmm. So I had to like put a socket wrench in there and like hold it down, and then like put another one in, and
No.
Excuse me. What?
yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I got to that step, I would have been like
Yeah,
calling
this
a
is going
wrecker.
somewhere.
I've been calling a wrecker like, come get this piece of shit.
That was actually not so bad. It was a little bit hard to get back in.
Right. That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Getting that shit back in is a shitter.
I figured out if you just tap it in to where you can almost get the bolt in, you can use a wrench to just pull it back a little bit, and then it lines up if you keep the wrench in there.
Nice.
So I learned a bunch of shit doing this.
Yeah. As you know, so I did mine, and probably about 3 months ago or something like that. And it was a pain in the ass, and I obtained a ton of tools that.
Oh yeah, I've rapidly
didn't have.
accumulated tools.
Yep. And then just over the last week, I went to a friend's house and did his Fiat 500X So like the Fat Boy
Was it the
500
long one?
the like
The mini
boy?
SUV one?
slightly bigger, yes, just slightly like as if the other Fiat
like the
just
Countryman
got a bunch
of
of water.
Fiat.
Yes, it's like retaining water.
The Fiat Chonk.
Fiat. Yeah, yes, the Fiat chunk. Yes, yes, and
Here come that boy.
and yeah, so that was. As I'm thinking, oh yeah, I've done this already. This should be a breeze. Just more things. Yeah, as we know now that Fiat's owned by Dodge. So now it's like
Chrysler, yeah.
Maybe it's not made domestically, but it's made with some American standard measurements and some metric measurements.
That's
and you're-
any car anymore,
and
though.
you're out here like, wait, what's going on here?
I mean,
And a bunch of weird like added things that my Nissan didn't have, like this Allen wrench lock on the rotor hub. Mm-hmm. It was like it locks the rotor into place or whatever. Like mine was just slide it on, tighten everything up to it, and I'm like, am I upset that my car doesn't have this, or am I happy it does? And I don't know.
yeah, some of
How
those
should I
are-
feel about this? Like,
Some of those are funky.
I'm like, this seems really safe. They've got this Allen wrench that just bolt that just like holds it right there onto the hub assembly and stuff. It's like, this is nice, but it's like one extra step. But at the same time, it's like, if my wheel comes off and my caliper is a little fucky, then that rotor's just coming off. Like, oh, wait a second. Do I need to be nervous?
Oh yeah, my car had little screws to hold the rotor in,
Yes.
but actually on like 3 or 4 of my wheels they were seized, so I just drilled them out and said fuck it.
Yeah, you don't. I
I
don't need it. The caliper is going to hold it in there.
I didn't even take the little pieces out. I just left them in.
If you're at the point where your wheel is off and your caliper is failing at the same time, I don't think those tiny little Allen like wrench bolts are gonna save
yeah, as
you
long
at
as
that
your wheels
point.
are torqued on good, then
Yeah.
it's fine. If your wheel falls off, you have bigger problems.
But yeah, like some of the caliper bolts, like I had like a 17 millimeter, and then the one above the top bolt was like a star pattern American standard, like like a 5/16 or something like that. I'm like,
Star pattern is torque wrench.
what's going on here?
Yeah, I shredded a 17 millimeter socket too, trying to get one of my front caliper
Torques.
bolts out.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, well, it was just a cheap Harbor Freight socket set.
Yeah.
So I bought a hopefully slightly more nice cobalt socket to
Same.
replace it
Yep.
from Lowe's.
Yep, I broke my ratchet. Just like it was just fully spun. It was just like.
I was so mad.
I'm like,
that,
what?
oh yeah, I did that too because the little clip pops out and
I'm out here like trying to get this unseized bolt, and I like hit the hammer on it a few times, and it was like, and I'm like, huh?
You broke
Excuse
the
me?
tooth on the inside, yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, time to get a new one.
Rip.
that's what happened to me when I snapped that lug stud. I couldn't get it off, even with like a 24-inch breaker bar. So I have this like metal pipe that I normally keep under our bed in case of burglars. It's
And you, like, get the metal
it's seriously,
pipe
it's
on
like
there,
it's like this long. It's got this like valve fitting on the end. So I figure just hit someone with that, they're down for the count. Mm-hmm. But I put that on the end of the breaker bar and I'm pulling it, and then I finally start getting stuff, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, this is not really getting easier, but at least it's moving. And then it
Yes.
pops off, and I just clean
Ching.
sheared the
You're like,
stud.
Too much torque. Torque with 2 Q's.
Tried to untighten it to 500 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got my brakes done, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go break these babies in. I go to start my car, push the clutch down, it goes all the way to the floor.
Oh no.
And I'm like, God damn it. I had noticed
God damn.
I had stepped on it on accident while it was lifted, and I had noticed that and I figured it was just because it
seemed
wasn't
noticeably weak.
well, it went straight down, and I thought it was just because it was off the ground and there was no
No tension.
yeah. So then I looked underneath it again, and I was like, I could see where my brake fluid was leaking from the master cylinder. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to drop this transmission, which means I'm gonna have to buy a transmission jack and another
No.
set of jack stands.
I love that he's just like thinking that out and not just going, this Hyundai has done its job. See you later. I would have been like,
Oh,
I know a guy who does like just bare minimum repairs. If you're looking for that,
Just bare minimum.
No, man, I wanted to fix everything right because it didn't seem like.
No, he does it right.
no,
he just
yeah,
doesn't do
he
any
just
extra.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't do anything else. Like you tell him, he like diagnoses it, does it, and then that's it.
He's not checking anything
Yeah.
else under there.
Yeah, right.
He's just doing.
Right. He's not gonna be like,
ignoring
"Yo,
all
you
the-
need an air filter or some shit" when you walk in. He's gonna be like, "Oh, you need your transmission fixed." He'll fix it and then give it back to you.
Yeah, I just took it to the Hyundai dealership here in town
Oh, okay.
because I've had them do my service for a long time, and my parents have bought a bunch of cars from them. So
He's getting the polluted discount.
Yeah.
What he's saying.
so I had,
He's getting the Lou discount.
I had it towed there, and it was $620
Oof.
to drop it, and they had the thing that failed is like this. From what I understand, is this regulator piece that's on the master cylinder, which was like $250.
Youch.
I looked on Rock Auto. I could have just put a new master cylinder in for like $20. So I don't know if this all lines up, but
It's,
I would have been
you're
at-
driving it. Now,
I would have been
right?
in at least $300
It's
for
probably
a
it's
jack
probably
and-
like all the goddamn labor and shit.
I'm
that they-
Oh yeah,
imagining-
half of it was labor.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining Glenn's just like, look, I've saved so much money on these brakes that I might as well just splurge a little.
Oh yeah, that, and then I replaced my air conditioning condenser, which was going to be like $850. I did that for like $300 after I bought all the tools.
That's how much they charge for that? Holy nuts.
Well, the way you're supposed to do it is to drain the radiator and take the whole assembly apart.
Yeah.
I just manhandled it out of my car and slipped the new one on and shoved it back in.
That's how
All that lifting.
That's how Dad used to do it.
Actually, I took it to that dealership to have the refrigerant evacuated out because it's illegal to vent it into the atmosphere,
yeah.
Right.
and I'm not trying to breathe it in. There's only like
Correct.
There's only like 3 ounces left in it, so they didn't charge me for it. I thought that was cool.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like $100.
100 schmeckles.
But anyway, while all this was going on, Christina was gonna buy a new car, so I went test driving with her, and we go.
And
There's
you drove the.
Veloster N. Actually, I drove like probably 8 Hyundai Genesises too, because that's what one of the things she was looking at. They're all right.
I'm real confused about what kind of car she's looking for.
She ended up buying a Sonata.
Yeah, Dad, that's more like what I figured she would buy. Why would
Hyundai
Genesis
Sonata.
come into the
Really?
picture?
Well, the Genesis is from 2015, which was the year before it spun off into its own brand. You know, they were like 50 or 60 brand new, but now they're like $26,000.
Ooh, woo.
But what I'm
and it's
saying
also
is-
the G37 chassis, right?
It's the G37 is from Nissan.
Oh, okay.
It's the what that car became was the G80 Genesis,
Oh, okay.
and it was pretty nice. I drove a really sorted one here in town. It has like 310 horsepower, rear bias all wheel drive, pretty banging sound system, panoramic sunroof. It was beige though, so it was pretty ugly.
But what I'm saying is, 4-door all-wheel drive SUV versus two-door rear-wheel drive sports coupe. Why were they in the same ballpark? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, what she really wanted was a Lexus IS 250, but
Just like all of us.
none
did.
of the boys fit into that.
Right.
Right.
So that's that's what I'm saying is why was the Genesis a contender?
Oh, because they fit into that, and it was a nicer luxury sedan.
All of them?
Yeah, all 3 of them can fit.
Why? Here's what you should have got the big ass new Volkswagen SUV. What
Oh,
was
the
it?
Atlas?
The Atlas. Why don't you have an Atlas?
True.
That,
Why don't you have a Kia Telluride?
'cause she didn't want to spend that much,
That's
and
fair.
also because when you drive that much, it's expensive to run an SUV.
True. I feel like the Atlas would have been okay.
Probably.
I don't know, man. Her journey got like 23 miles combined,
Yeah, it's
but
a
that
Dodge.
Sonata.
Yeah, but this like Rogue that I got right now for my rental is like,
Like
30 miles
Yep.
to the gallon.
really?
Yeah.
Rogues are good vehicles. If you don't want to go for the slightly bigger, sister model of the Murano or whatever.
The only other SUV she
With
really
the
wanted
drop
was a Jeep Wrangler, but like every girl.
Yeah, of course.
Every white female on the planet wants a goddamn Jeep Wrangler.
Facts.
Very true. I actually work with a girl who just bought a Jeep Wrangler last week.
Same.
Even my
It's-
mother fell into that trap.
If you're not seeing at least
Yeah.
one of those at Starbucks,
That's all I see at Starbucks.
All right,
but
boys.
those
All
are
right,
not,
breaks.
Oh, okay.
Sucks. Did you bust your knuckles a little bit?
Actually, I didn't get any cuts.
That's good.
I scraped my hands up a little bit, but
That's it.
I was pretty good about wearing gloves
Yeah.
because I'm not trying to get tetanus.
It's a good goal.
Also, pretty much every lubricant is poisonous, so
True.
I don't want that on my hands.
You know what? You know what smell always makes me gag? Transmission fluid. I don't know what it is, but like
Really?
trans fluid just makes me gag every time, dude.
It's got like a sweet smell to it, right?
Yes, but there's like something in it that's just like, whoa.
You know what smell I really didn't like? Did you use Loctite when you put your brakes on?
No.
Okay, it's just like
That smell
Yeah,
is
blue,
I know what it is.
blue or red,
Yeah.
vibrating out glue. Oh God,
It's
Ugh,
not
I'm
good.
just about to vomit thinking about it.
No, just a lot of black sludge, brake grease.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff.
Damn.
Is,
Did you drink? Did you,
You
flush your
cannot-
brakes too?
No.
Oh, I did. It's nasty. It was
sure.
like
Oh, that's nasty.
the most, brake fluid's like clear normally, right, or like kind of yellow. This was like the most dehydrated urine color, and some of it, like I took this gallon jug and I put a little funnel in it with a, fuel line hose, and I, attached it to the little bleed valve, and I pumped the brakes, and I was looking at it, and I could see the little rust pieces coming out.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yo, Zach. So, where did you used to live, bro?
So the past couple
New Carlisle?
years, yeah, it's I was down in Santa Barbara for about a little over a year and a half. Just came back in February.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or hell no.
Hell
maybe.
no. Hell.
Hell no being back,
no.
but hell yeah to living there, at least having that experience though, right?
Yeah, man. It
Hell
was
yeah,
pretty cool.
coming back to us.
Hell yeah. No, Santa Barbara's dope. I mean, it's like 75 degrees most of year round,
Not a cloud in the sky.
unless Larry visits.
Unless Larry lives,
Smoke cloud.
either A, it's fucking burning to the ground, or
It
two,
was.
it's like raining the whole time.
It was incredible. We had great weather, and then Larry visited, and the entire city burned to the fucking ground. And then we had great weather, and Larry visited, and then it just started pissing rain every single day.
Mudslides and shit.
Mudslides. People died. It was like a genuine disaster.
Is Larry? No, put this to
Yes.
the polls. Put this to the polls. Is Larry a sign of the apocalypse?
I am one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
I am become death, destroyer of worlds. So, yeah, that was kind of cool. I was excited for him to come out, and then the entire first night that he was there was just, you couldn't even breathe. Like, inside houses, nothing. You couldn't breathe because ash was coming down. It looked like it was snowing. It was so bad.
I remember, like, the last night
I
we
feel
stayed.
like I would have got back on the plane. I'd been like,
Well, when I first
Well,
got
when
there,
you
it was
come in,
okay.
Yeah.
It was
It was
okay.
fine.
Like, the fires were just starting to rage or whatever.
And then
like,
the wind shifted.
yes.
And
it was-
that
instead
old
of
phrase.
Exactly. It literally, the winds started coming up from the south, which is where all the fires were.
Yikes.
So it was coming up the coastline and just carrying all that bullshit. And I mean, it was unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, all of a sudden, it was just dark. Middle of the day, it's dark and snowing, except it's ashes. It was awful.
my last day that I stayed there, we went out to we were getting ready to leave in the morning. We went out to my rental car, and it was I literally had to like wipe it off like it had snowed overnight
Yeah.
because it was covered in ash.
Yeah,
When I
it
opened
was-
the door, it was just like the same thing as like lake effect snow. It just like went inside onto the seat and then like you know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
It was
Yeah, that's
insane.
too heavy for me, man.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere, like California has really strict emissions regulations on cars and
Yes.
Yes.
well,
You can't register your vehicle if your check engine light is on.
yeah. So
Whoa. Watch out, Volkswagen drivers.
Yeah.
make of that what you will. But I heard that the wildfires have gotten so bad that it pretty much totally offsets
I'm sure.
their carbon regulations.
Like I said, man, I lived up here obviously for the first 24 years of my life. I've never seen anything like the wildfire situation when I was in Santa Barbara. Like, just as far as natural weather events are concerned. And, we get all sorts of extreme weather here with the snow and bullshit, but it's different.
And now rain.
As a PSA to all of our vast California listeners, and do you have any words of wisdom, like anything to stay away from, or
No.
no
Like,
words of wisdom, just get away from the fire?
just don't fuck with it. Like,
Yeah. Just listen to your local
listen
authorities.
to your local authorities, because when that shit hits the back of the mountain,
Don't try to pee
everything
it out.
back there is fuel. Like, it's just all dry desert bullshit back there with winds that get trapped in these little crevices, basically, and just spread that shit faster than you could imagine. So,
Like one day it's
I
like
mean-
60 miles south, and then
Yeah.
the next day it's like, oh shit,
Yeah, I mean,
I need to
for
roll.
real.
for real, like,
Yeah.
you don't
we were in a
even-
completely different county. It started in Ventura County
and came north, and
and it
it
started
just
moving north.
dude,
and,
and it just moves fast.
and then another one started south of LA near
Yeah.
San Diego. And that one ended
one
up
was
being
bad.
worse than the other one actually.
Yeah, it was.
It was
Yikes.
crazy. Yeah, but like when we left, I had to. Let's put it this way: on Thursday, you had to work, and I had a whole free day to do whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna drive as far north as I have time for. We went to lunch, and then I just did that. I just drove north on Highway 1 for as long as I could. It took me like an hour and a half to get out of to get any kind of clear skies. And that's and that was like clean
Like
highway
you
driving.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
like you drove for an hour and a half, or you
Yeah.
sat in traffic for
No,
an hour
no,
and a
it was
half?
No,
clean
and
highway
that's
driving.
like
Because going north away
65
from
miles
LA
an
is
hour.
like okay, like you
Yeah.
can just because it's nowheresville out there.
Nobody's trying to go
It's
that
just
way.
desert and ranches and mountains north of LA. So like that's all that is up there.
The one thing that surprised me most about California is people don't realize how much of it is just farmland.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
I mean, that's all it is.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hours and hours of farm.
They have the most
driving.
dairy cow, like right
Yeah.
in
It's-
Oh,
in
dude.
the United States.
bro. That's part of the story.
We'll get,
We'll
into
get
that
there.
here
We'll
soon.
get there,
Yeah,
bro.
we'll get there. Don't worry about
Holy shit! Did we see
It
and
was-
smell some fucking cows on that trip, bro? Holy
that.
shit!
Ridiculous.
So like, let's just skip forward. We're leaving the city.
We ended up
Because-
leaving night prior than we had intended
planned, right.
because we just couldn't handle it anymore. Like, you couldn't even breathe inside.
Where were we going?
We ended up, so we were going to go, our plan was to go to Tempe, Arizona, which is like a suburb of Phoenix, essentially.
On the east side.
On the east side, yeah. I mean, think of like Chicago has its suburbs. Tempe
Yeah.
is one of those.
We're
for
gonna
Phoenix.
we're gonna drive there.
Yes.
Did you guys? Did you already preface this story about why you were going? I think we did,
no,
right? No, or
well,
No.
I don't know.
in an
not
early
really.
cast.
I don't know.
Was this
I don't
for
know.
the League of Legends thing?
No.
No, that was
the second
another
visit.
trip, yeah.
That was the one that rained the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna preface that when you get to it, or what? Or are we just gonna let it ride? You gonna explain why it matters and what you were doing?
Oh, okay. So that summer, me and Zach's favorite singer, like one of our biggest influences in music.
Only Larry and Zach's favorite. Nobody
Well,
else
there's a lot of
Nobody
people,
else
has
but
ever been in.
but that was
Nobody
Yes, I
else
know.
that was a
ever.
significant bond between us. It's
Yeah.
like we loved Linkin Park when we were kids. We used to listen to it like ad nauseum.
Hybrid Theory was the first album I bought with my own money.
Right. And
Like-
then literally 2 weeks later, I'm like, I'm doing the same thing. And
Yeah.
this is how I was allowed to buy it. Me and my mom are at Best Buy, and I'm like, can I get this CD, Mom? I'll buy it. I swear to God. And then she's like, it's got parental advisory on it. And I go, yeah, but Zach's mom let him get it. And she goes, oh, Kelly let him buy it? Well, it can't be that bad. Because his mom's such a strict bitch that it didn't matter.
Woke. Parental advisory on this
Mom was
podcast.
so I was like, Mom, she's like, oh, okay, whatever. You can buy it then. And I'm like, hell yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
I'm getting one too.
Hybrid theory? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Like
And then-
1999.
Yeah, dude.
First CD I bought
was
with my mom.
Hybrid
See,
theory in 1999, bro.
Hell yeah. then everybody at Best Buy clapped.
But the fucking Cubs, dude.
Hell no.
But so anyway, when I was moving to California, let's tie this all in, right? I was in Colorado. I was driving through Denver. I had just left lunch with a buddy when I heard on the radio that Chester Bennington had committed suicide. I called Larry. Do you remember where you were?
I was at Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at Warped Tour. I was like
Yeah.
And
we were
within 30 minutes of someone else was about to tell Larry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I was in transition between sets.
Yeah.
I was getting water at the time. It was very lucky that you called me at the time because I was up getting like lemonade or water or something to hydrate myself, right? And you called me and I answered, and then you're like, dude, I got some heavy news for you. And I was like, bro, I'm at Warped Tour.
Whatever it is.
I was
let's,
like,
wait.
I don't fucking care. I'm about to ruin Warped Tour.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
And I didn't know what else to do originally, so I just called the first person I thought of when I heard on the radio, and for whatever reason I was listening to local radio the entire time I'd been listening
That's
to
so
podcasts.
bizarre anyway. That's
Yeah. So I just turned on local radio for whatever reason, and that was the first thing I hear on like the local rock station was, hey, like, holy shit, you know, they just found his body. So I called Larry, who was like, I'm at Warped Tour, and I was like, Chester Bennington hung himself.
that was your response? Like, you're like, wait.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know what to do, so I just told him, because that's what I've always done with bad news. It's like, hey, here's what happened. And that was like the extent of our conversation. We hung up at that point. And
I was like, all right.
yeah.
Hey, bye.
Yeah, okay, bye. Hey, our childhood hero killed himself. See ya. Click. Click. So anyway, Larry came to California because, long story short, Chester owned a bunch of tattoo parlors, of which one of them was in Tempe, which is where he grew up, is in Phoenix. So we wanted to go there to get a tattoo from one of the parlors that he owned.
Yeah. And then Larry returned to the Watsky stage completely bummed as George Watsky.
Oh, yeah.
As George
Flashback to
Watsky.
Warped Tour is, bro. So like, I don't know if they told you this part, but like, thank God that you called, because I got the bad news from my best friend instead of some guy.
Fucking Watsky.
Yeah.
Some guy who gets on stage 30 minutes later and just breaks it to the whole crowd.
Yeah.
And I see the reaction of everyone around me, and I'm like, because he like started leading into it, and I'm like, oh, I see what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
And I just see everyone's reaction when he says Chester took his own life, and then like everyone's like, what?
We were all just there. Like, nobody
Yeah.
was listening to the news. Nobody was, you know.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, you're doing this right now? And then, so I'm just like sobbing in the corner while everyone's just finally like getting the news. You know what I mean? It was wild, dude. It was so wild.
Yeah.
I'm so
that's-
glad it was you and not Watsky that broke that news to me, because that would have pissed me off, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, no. Like I said, you know, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, I heard that and was like, I just need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And so I called you, literally to do nothing else other than tell you Chester died. I guess I didn't really know what to do with the information, so I just
processing it, right?
yeah,
You
it was,
just process.
exactly. So yeah, we left a night earlier than we intended because it was just so shitty.
Dude,
Like-
the power was out.
Yeah, you couldn't breathe through your own shirt even without like
Right, like everyone
coughing.
is like wearing masks
Yeah,
and
dude, the whole
scarves
city
just so
had,
they could
like-
breathe.
Yeah, they were handing out like air filtration masks to everybody for free if you could
Whoa,
just show up
that's
to different
fucking heavy, dude.
locations.
Dude, it
Because
was
I mean, they
wild.
just didn't know what else to do.
It was so wild, dude.
I mean, air
I
quality.
feel like you did not play this out very well. You did
I
not
mean-
explain this story like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Or if you just been waiting to do it on the podcast, because I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
because this sounds like
No, it was
like a world
seriously-
tragedy that you just
Like-
It
went
was,
through.
dude. It was like north of LA, like just east of LA, and south of LA was just on fire.
Yeah.
And the air was blowing right on top of us.
Yeah.
So we were just getting all the ash and the smoke. And actually, the fires were starting to creep up towards Santa Barbara before we left.
Yeah, so we had a whole bunch of issues in this city just south of Santa Barbara. Think like South Bend, Mishawaka. That's kind of the same situation as Santa Barbara and Carpinteria, where you're just driving south and all of a sudden you're in Carp. Like, you're a couple exits off, you're in Carp.
Right.
But Carp is where they had all those floods that were killing everybody, the mudslides and stuff, because they were kind of on the side of the mountain there. Everything just burned through literally like 8 minutes south of where I was living.
Whoa.
And yeah, it was just burning through everything and just ruining everything, really. And then it rained real hard, real fucking hard. And that's what caused all the mudslides, and it was a mess.
Jesus. Would
yeah.
you recommend living in California?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Go on vacation during the wildfires.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, you don't understand, though. Like, I could walk from my house to the ocean in, like, 6 minutes, and then I could get in my car and drive 10 minutes the other way and be at the top of a mountain. You know, like, 1,000 feet up, just looking over everything. It was the most incredible... everything was worth it at that point, just being able to do that, really.
All right, well, if we pool all of our money together, we can rent a one-bedroom apartment.
Maybe.
It depends on what you're doing, you know. It's really not that bad as far as all that's concerned. You can rent out, like, houses for a small share of...
Let's just all become software developers.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's up in San Francisco. You don't want to live in San Francisco. That's way too expensive.
Yeah, but if we all do it, we can afford a one-bedroom apartment. Or no, we'll just live in the tent city. That's free.
That's true.
True.
You just got to move every night. Not get
I don't know how
arrested.
free it is, but
Yeah, I don't know about
There's
all that.
too many of them. They can't arrest every
you know,
tent.
you know how
hobo.
much dick you gotta suck to live out there, boy.
None.
That's how much dick he's about to suck.
They can't arrest me if my tent is on a surfboard in the ocean.
Hey.
International waters.
International.
All right, so with that,
Till a shark eats your ass.
we're gonna take a quick break here, and we'll be back shortly. Should have left that shit in.
Okay, well, I can add it back in later.
Well, rip.
We're back.
Hey.
Hey.
That
And
pee
if-
break, though.
If you guys came here on accident somewhere else on the internet and you want to know where to find us, just go to our website. Okay, so podcast. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so tell me podcast.libsyn.com, or you can visit our Instagram or our YouTube channel
Facebook,
or our Facebook. Do we have a Twitter? We don't have a
YouTube.
Twitter.
No.
Yeah, we have a Twitter.
Oh, do we?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't think we do.
LinkedIn page.
LinkedIn.
Slide into our LinkedIn
Yo,
DMs.
check out
Hey,
our
so-
Bumble, too.
Tumblr, Etsy page where we make arts and crafts out of the used beer cans and pubic hair.
Ooh,
You guys
whiskey
laugh.
bottles, too, though.
But I am going to put this on my LinkedIn page.
Visit our
Hell
visit our
Hell
Craigslist
yeah.
ads.
This
Yeah.
is making my resume.
Yeah. Was on a podcast.
On a podcast
On a-
one time.
On a famous podcast.
Decently famous.
Quote unquote.
Guest
Decently famous
Yo-
Michigan City podcast.
Yo, LinkedIn. Sponsor us.
Sponsor.
Sponsor us,
I'm
please.
actually
Bumble.
looking for a job, so give me that LinkedIn premium.
All right, so one more time.
Okay, so tell me podcast.libsyn, that is LIBSYN.com.
Smooth.
It's got
jazz.
links. I mean, you could download straight from there. You could stream straight from there. Doesn't matter, dude.
And every 3 to 8 weeks, you may hear a new podcast.
Hey.
Something like that.
All right. We're talking about, well, Glenn was probing about moving there. During the break, he talked about how miserable it is to see bunnies and deer on fire.
Yeah, I didn't
So
think
let's-
that was podcast
Yeah, yeah.
material.
So,
but
okay, so I spent half a week already in California. just hanging in Santa Barbara because Zach still had work hours that he had to
Couple of days,
fulfill.
yeah.
Till we got to the weekend, okay? But we left a day early on Friday
After I got off work,
because the fires were getting so goddamn bad.
I couldn't even. Yeah,
We
you
couldn't-
just couldn't function.
I mean, the power was out. Like the air quality was so goddamn bad that it wasn't even worth being there.
Yeah, so we just left.
So we just left.
How do
But-
people live there when that happens?
You just do.
Yeah.
I mean,
the towns near us though were evacuated.
Yeah.
Like they had to just.
I mean,
dip.
they evacuated a bunch of areas. I was just far enough north, like I kind of said earlier, that I was past the evac line on our side.
Is this gonna be the story where you guys go to all the evacuated cities and start robbing homes?
no, but I
You
thought
mean
about
helping the downtrodden,
yeah, something like
putting
that.
squirrels out?
The liberal media likes to say that we are looters.
Yeah, you know.
we're just opportunists.
That's what I was gonna say. I
Opportunists.
just
We're
am
just
taking
Capitalists. What are you talking about?
Venture capital,
venture capitalism at its finest right here,
Adventure
folks.
capitalists.
faux news.
God damn it. So anyway, Larry and I brainstormed for a couple hours on Friday before we ended up leaving town, and we decided to add Las Vegas into our little trip. out
Right,
to
because we
Phoenix
needed because
instead.
our trip was going to be extended because our main route was shut
blocked off.
down.
We had to
because
detour north about an hour and a half before we could even start to go east.
To go south.
right,
To go south.
Right, because all the
Exactly.
highways that we needed to take to go to Tempe was closed.
Yeah, so we just figured, you know what, Vegas is that way. It's only like a 7-hour drive, I think, something like that. And so we figured, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go to Vegas tonight. And then tomorrow we'll get up early and we'll leave Vegas, you know,
Right.
by 9 or 10 o'clock or
We
whatever
left
we decided.
Friday
Hanging
afternoon,
loose intensifies.
evening-ish.
Yeah, exactly. So we ended up leaving probably 6:30,
Yeah,
7
something like
o'clock
that.
Friday night.
Yeah.
And just drove. And so the first thing that I remember is when we get to fucking Bakersfield, dude.
Oh wait,
Bakersfield-
before we get there though, like we started getting in some like really shitty mountainous roads, dude, that were kind of stressful because it was pitch black, bro. Like all you can see is the cities that are like way down below you.
Yeah.
And then you see these signs that say like grade is like
Right.
greater than you know,
Like
some percentage that
5,
is like
6, 7%.
some crazy percentage. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you start going downhill, you're like, oh my god.
I would say,
I
you
can't
take
see
your
anything.
foot off the accelerator
Yeah.
and you're going 75, you know, like just
it's
coasting.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But like,
So you're just getting hella gas mileage out
yeah.
there when you're going downhill.
yeah,
But
going
it's
downhill.
counteracted by
But,
the
like,
uphill.
what did I have? Like a Hyundai.
Dude, it was metered. It was governed at like 65 miles
I
an
had
hour
like
or
this
some
fucking
bullshit.
thing that like
I
had
think
enough.
you had a 2010 Hyundai Elantra, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like burnt orange, bro. Like burnt orange Elantra.
Was it
or
a
some shit.
Tiburon, I think, maybe?
Tiburon, bro. It was a.
Come on, bro. You should know a Tiburon.
No. It's SUV. It was the SUV. It was a Hyundai.
Tucson.
Tucson,
It was a
bro.
Tucson.
It was a Tucson.
It
That's
was
why,
so
because
bad.
we were going to Arizona and it was Tucson. I
Tucson,
remember
that's
now.
right.
Okay, yeah.
And
It was a
it had
burnt
no
orange Tucson.
acceleration.
And that motherfucker had zero power. So when we were going up these mountain fucking hills, dude, I would like pedal to the metal, floor it, and it was doing 50.
Okay, but
That's how
much
high these
how much
mountains were.
regret did you have for not spending like the extra $150 and getting something decent?
Bro, none, because
No.
it still cost me like $500 for that rental car over the week.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Good lord,
Yeah, bro.
what?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Let me tell you about
was
those
spicy.
Tucsons. Imagine my car at 138 horsepower.
But with 1,000 pounds.
Add 12 horsepower, but 750 pounds.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah,
felt like.
that's what it was, dude. We were going up these grades, and I would like floor it, and it was like. Dude, it was so
Did you have your boater's license on you?
I was in southern Indiana with my car, and I was going up a slightly hilly road, and I was foot to the floor. I had to downshift into like third gear to make it.
That's what it was like, bro.
We tried to pass a semi at one point, and
Oh,
I didn't
that's
think we were
true.
going
Yeah.
to.
It do be like that.
We got about halfway down the fucking trailer. I was like, let's just fall back, man. It's all right. He's gonna get
I was
pissed
like,
off 'cause
no,
we're
it's
gonna get in front of
principal.
him.
We gotta finish this.
And you're just
Come on, man.
give it a little extra just to hope that you get like an extra 5
It'd get
if
up
he
to like
mounts it.
65 and it would kill itself back down to 60. So it would gain like 8 feet on the semi and then slow down to speed of traffic. And then gain like 8 feet and slow back down to speed
Damn,
of
dude.
I think it was a shitter, dude.
It was the worst thing
Oh my
ever.
god.
Normally, LA to Santa Barbara is like an hour and 20 minutes in like a regular car. It took us like 2 hours in this thing.
What?
It was the worst.
Could you have got there faster on a moped?
100%.
Possibly.
Probably because we could have dodged some traffic.
Yeah, you can lane split too, right?
yeah. Fuck 'em.
It's incredible because you'd get stopped in like fucking just traffic jams, and motorcycles will fly by you at like 40 miles an hour in between fucking cars.
And
dude.
just all the patience and the willpower you have to not open the door.
Open your door, dude. Every single
I got full
time
coverage, dickhead. What's up?
they'd come up on my rear view mirror, and it would take every particle of my being not to just fucking decapitate this guy. Like, just
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I mean, why get mad when you could just get a motorcycle?
I wanted to pick up smoking again so I could flick cigarettes at him at the last second. Not enough to hurt him, just enough to scare the shit out of him every time.
You're just like real sad you didn't stop at McDonald's right before you got in traffic. You're like, throw that bag out, half a McFlurry in there,
Oh no.
death by McDonald's.
You guys are the other two horsemen of the apocalypse.
So anyway,
Wait, what do I do that's slightly evil? We're just the four horsemen.
no, Glenn.
Larry causes inclement weather.
That's
True.
true.
I am the natural plague.
Josh causes mild annoyance.
Arguably the worst of all of us.
Damn.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
but
Zach gives people bad ideas.
I'm very good at
man, he gives himself bad ideas.
that. Yeah,
really.
that's actually just called depression.
I'm sorry.
what
I'm
am I-
sorry. You're lawful good, man.
You're
My-
awful good.
My
Yeah, I mean, you're like a
apologies.
golden retriever puppy, Glenn. I can't even think of anything. Even if you did something bad, I'd be like, oh, he wasn't trying.
My four horseman talent is being self-defeating.
Yeah. That's actually the worst sin of all.
The seventh deadliest sin.
Self-doubt, crippling anxiety.
Combined with sloth.
That's what it is. It's a sloth on a horse, on a llama.
On,
He's just-
on another slightly bigger sloth.
One of those giant sloths.
Giant sloth, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
And he's just like throwing out crippling anxiety and
Sloths in the
self-doubt,
apocalypse,
and
bro.
depression.
Can we talk about how the giant sloth is like? It's not surprising this thing is not dead, right?
It is not.
You just hear about it and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense that it's extinct, right? Because you're like,
Wow.
wow, that is awful.
And then you start thinking, why are sloths currently not extinct? You're
Right.
like, wait.
Wait a bit.
Giant
Should they be?
sloths 1 second before the meteor hit.
Didn't even know it was coming. Just
Just kind of a little itch, a little.
okay. So we're in the mountain pass.
We don't have a camera. We just wasted all of that.
I
All that
watch. I
pantomiming.
listen to a lot of podcasts, guys, and I gotta say these visual jokes are gonna go over really well.
Hey.
everyone loves a good visual joke on an audio podcast.
That's our business.
Well, I mean, our first 3 episodes was Glenn looking up shit on Google. So
It's one of those things that's funny because it's true, but it's not actually a joke.
Sad. That's all right. So we're in the.
the only person that knows it the most is Larry because he sat there and watched it all as he edited it. Just us staring at something going, oh yeah. I like that. And we didn't even like use like descriptive language either. It's just like, we just pointed at the screen and was like, I like what you did there. You're sneezing and hiccuping and laughing. What is happening over there?
It's a hiccup in the Matrix.
This is
He's
three.
like reliving the bomb over there. Just like, he's like hiccuping and crying and whoa.
This is like 3 minutes of great audio, guys.
Oh fuck. Oh man, my hernia's back.
I kind of like when people like they have a laughing thing on podcasts.
Oh yeah, when you break, it's always good. Especially if it's Bert Kreischer and he breaks because it's only dolphin noises.
Oh
from
god, his laugh is just. Oh no, it's
Well,
not.
here's my thing: when you're listening to a podcast,
Who's gonna be the guy that's gonna start taking his shirt off like Bert?
that's either me or Zach.
I was gonna say, man, you're lucky I wore a shirt today.
Yeah.
We're lucky we haven't seen his balls or ass cheeks yet.
Well, I figured back to the whole audio thing.
Or unlucky.
Well, that's true.
You got me there, Glenn.
Remember that time that I got a vasectomy and proceeded to show everybody my balls?
Minus Larry.
Literally
True.
that night.
Was it me and Josh looking at it in the bathroom and some dude walked in?
There were like 7 of us standing in
Yeah,
the fucking
Dakota,
bathroom
at
looking
least.
at balls.
Yeah, you were really fucking drunk, dude.
Dude, yeah, I found out that I also took painkillers that night.
True.
Literally, like last week.
we
I
all
found
knew.
that out.
We all
Yeah.
knew.
I had no idea.
You were like, I got a vasectomy and I'm on like hydrocodone and I've been drinking crack and since
Just-
3 hours ago.
yeah,
Time to do
we-
some karaoke.
Dude, Glenn and I, yeah, we didn't try. We fucking did that karaoke, dude.
Dude, someone has that on video, right?
It's-
That went to
I've got it
It's on
somewhere.
Facebook somewhere still.
Yeah.
It's on it's Zach's
I've
Facebook.
Absolutely got it
boy.
somewhere.
We gotta re-archive
No,
that.
no.
Oh,
It's so
hey,
bad.
well, we're coming up on like the 4 years, 5,
Oh,
6 years, whatever the fuck it
Shut
was.
up, dude. Don't
I'll
even.
have it on the.
Are we
on
gonna do
this
a
day.
anniversary tour?
We might have.
I mean, you're closer to decoys more than ever now, dude.
Dude, Glenn and I fucking fell asleep in each other's arms at a Denny's. Oh, we passed out in that booth.
I think Susie fell asleep and then
Susie
we
fell
fell
asleep.
asleep and then landed
You
on
and
top
I
of her.
fell asleep. Man,
I
they were
drove
like-
behind Larry with both of our cars full, and I was so fearful that Larry was way too drunk to be driving.
Yeah, me and
I
Chris-
Turns out I
so
was just
far-
playing with the radio.
Oh, okay. I
I
was like,
so
"Whoa."
far gone at that point, man. I don't know how I got to Denny's. I
And
just
then-
remember it.
Then the classic get drunk, and now it's time to like leave. And just really leave. And that was executed and portrayed and starred by Glenn Paludo. He was like, I'm really drunk and I'm at a bar and I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm going to just walk somewhere.
Oh no.
He was like, "Why isn't Mike here?"
He's like, that's like 3 miles away from here. I'm going to walk there.
And I said, "Well, I can't be responsible for Glenn getting lost."
And
so-
Christina's like, I'm not dealing with this.
True, she really
So-
did.
She washed her hands of that one.
She sure
Yeah.
did.
Yep. Yep. So I followed his ass to Mike Daniels' house.
Oh, man. Anyway, that's a different story.
That's,
Good
Yeah.
talk.
man, that could be a whole other topic entirely.
Okay, so you guys got to Vegas. You guys
Oh,
apparently
no, we
didn't
haven't even got to Vegas
Vegas,
yet.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Bakersfield.
Reel it
Bakersfield.
back in. Yeah,
Yeah, we
we're-
stopped at
We're
Bakersfield.
about an hour and a half north now at this place called Bakersfield.
That's a farming town, right?
If
Yeah.
you think of Bakersfield, it's just the Midwest in California.
On a scale of 1 to cow pie high, where is Bakersfield?
Like cow pie high plus 10.
Yeah, dude, it's. I think it's
Cow Pie High base 12.
for what it's worth. I think Bakersfield has the largest farming like community in California. Like they've got
Bakersfield. They
So
should have
probably in
called
the
it
country.
Farmers Field.
yeah, they've got like the most cows per capita or something like that in California.
I've definitely heard of Bakersfield, and I'm trying to figure out why, but I can't right now.
It's big. It's a big hub.
It's big.
like
It's
a
not
lot of your
small
milk comes
town.
from there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
a lot of
saying,
your
yeah.
a lot of your cheese comes from
Milk
there.
and cheese
might be it.
production. It's one of the largest in the U.S.
It's crazy, dude. The air, dude, is like humid, but not because the atmosphere is
because of the
humid.
methane from the cow's
No,
mouth.
it's because of all the
Eh.
crop, and because it's humid, all you can smell is just cow dung.
ass.
Yeah, dude.
It just smells like
Just
cow.
smells like cow.
The whole city smells like cow.
It
It's
does.
crazy.
The
Dude.
It was nuts.
Bakersfield.
Dude, we stopped.
Lawad
Dude, we
toilet.
stopped at a gas station in Bakersfield.
Yep.
What did we find in that gas station?
I don't
Cows,
No, we found
Mexicans.
yes, a fucking
Well,
ton of them.
Okay, Glenn, you must not know Southern California. Actually, I think Bakersfield's considered Central Coast.
that was the
I think
joke,
once
not
you get up to
Yes, but
Bakersfield,
it
you're no
was
longer SoCal.
heavily Hispanic.
But wait,
That's correct.
hold on.
Yeah.
Is living in Bakersfield affordable? Or no?
I don't know
If
the
you're a
answer to
cow.
that. I would not live in Bakersfield.
No way, dude.
No.
It's so
Yeah.
rural, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally just a rural city.
I mean, yeah.
And the problem
The
with
population,
that too,
everyone that lives there, bro, works on a farm, though.
yeah, and you'd be amazed at the variance in temperance, if you will, like temperate areas in Southern California. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could be 15 minutes from where you started, and it's the valley all of a sudden, and it's 110 fucking degrees.
Word. Like,
And
if you're in Santa Barbara, you're on the coast.
Yeah.
75 degrees. As soon as you
Breeze.
crest the mountain,
crest that hill,
it's 105
it's like
degrees.
105 degrees and just fucking humid
Hot.
and hot.
just oppressive.
Just oppressive.
greenhouse gases.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was nuts when I first moved out there. I lived like way south, like closer to LA than Santa Barbara, and I took a little trip one day to an area 20 minutes east of me just to go watch a baseball game at a B-Dubs. And I stepped out of my car and it was 25 degrees hotter. And yeah, it was like stepping into a fucking oven, dude. I was like, I don't understand how it went from 80 degrees
That
to
has gotta be
105 degrees.
just like getting off a plane, right? Like you get
Yeah.
in from Indiana and then you get off in like Florida and you're like,
And you're like,
"Wait a
what the
second."
It's like the
Fuck.
episode of King of the Hill when they go to Phoenix and Bobby gets out and he's like, "The city is a monument to man's arrogance."
This city should not exist. It is a monument to man's arrogance. Absolutely. And
That's
it's,
LA, right?
well,
I mean, like
don't even get
truthfully
me
though.
started on LA.
Isn't
if we're
that
being
most-
honest,
Human cities.
I fucking hate LA. I don't like LA.
I don't think
LA's a
Rolling
shithole,
Prairie is that
dude.
case.
LA is a shithole. It
Cities.
feels dirty. Everything just feels dirty in LA. Like the moment you step out of your car, you're like, I'm
It's just-
gross.
It's just lousy with cars and people, dude.
From population that have houses versus population that don't have houses, what's the ratio?
Yes.
It's a lot.
Bro, it's bonkers. The amount of vagabonds you see in SoCal is insane,
Yeah,
dude.
but I mean,
How
if
about
there's
the
somewhere
amount
to
of
be homeless,
ne'er-do-wells?
Yeah.
so that was Bakersfield. And then we just kept going after that. What did we find in the gas station, Larry? You never told me. I don't remember.
What's the name of the candy company in our area?
Oh, yeah.
Albanese?
Albanese. We saw
Albanese.
Albanese candy in their gas station.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeet.
And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, what?
Yeah, it was cool.
Record scratch.
I'm like 3,000 miles from home and I see Albanese candy, bro.
Does that kind of just piss you off a little bit, or did you feel good about
No,
it?
I was like, whoa, dude, how did they get their way into this gas station in Nowheresville, Cali?
2,200 miles away from where I live.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's like? Chesterton, Bakersfield, California.
Yeah. Word, dude.
So we leave Bakersfield, and we probably get, an hour and a half out before we hit that fucking detour that we had to take.
Oh my God, bro. I
So,
almost forgot about that.
I will never forget about it. So we're driving, right?
This had to be pretty serious because you lived in
Dude.
California for a while. So
All
if
of a
you
sudden-
if
well,
traffic bothered you
So
that bad,
this is no, this
It's not
wasn't
traffic,
this wasn't
bro.
traffic. So it's probably 11 o'clock at night at this point, 10
Yeah.
o'clock at night,
It's getting
and
late.
we're just following Google Maps. Out in the middle of fucking nowhere, no signal. My phone's running on the GPS that it pulled up the first
that
time,
feels bad, man.
and we hit a detour. And we're like,
You're like,
what the
"Oh,
fuck?
no."
First of all, it was kind of cool because this was the cuties area, right? Like,
Yeah, we started hitting like fruit tree groves.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then we hit the Cuties Fruit Tree Grove, like the little oranges that are like
Yeah.
the size of your palm.
The air smelled like so sweet and like citrusy, dude. It was so cool. We had the windows rolled down. The air was just like
It was incredible.
so fresh and
Yeah.
sweet.
And I mean,
It was
it's
so cool.
it was miles and miles and miles and miles of fruit trees as far as you could see. Like it was massive. It was kind of cool to be there.
It was crazy.
And then Google said take a left, and we took a left. And it turns out that the road that we had to get to had been flooded from all of the storms that they had in the area. So here we are at 11 o'clock at night in the middle of nowhere, California, with no cell service, trying to figure out how the fuck we're going to get from the road we're on now across the road that has been blocked off
Right.
to keep going to Vegas.
We need to keep going east. And
Yeah.
like every road that we go to says road closed
Yep.
due to flooding.
Due to flooding.
Road closed due to flooding. Road closed due to flooding. Every fucking road we go to, road closed.
And
due
now
to
you guys
flooding.
are in Washington.
So after, so after fucking with this for about 35 minutes, finally we just decide, you know what, we're going to bite the bullet. We're going to go back about another 45 minutes to the point that we turned and go the other way.
Whoa, that's a ballsy call there,
yeah,
boys.
I mean, it was
It was the only
that or go down like these rural roads that had no names.
he was really
Yeah.
And
feeling
it
like
looked
that was
like-
the only thing you could do.
I mean,
everything was closed, bro.
11 o'clock at night. We don't know where we are. All we know is that we can go back the direction we came and take a left and add 20 minutes to the original time based on what Google was telling me. So that's what we ended up doing. It fucking sucked.
Dude, it was crazy.
Dude, driving out there like that makes me feel like you just gotta have a gas can on you just in case.
Right? Yeah, dude.
That's
it was
kind of
bonkers.
spooky, dude.
I mean, that's why we stopped in Bakersfield. We needed gas, we needed refreshments, we needed all that shit. You know what I mean? Like it was like
Yeah.
really necessary because we knew we had a long desert drive.
Yeah, and
to
that's
where we
the
was
thing
going.
too. Once you cross that mountain path right there, like along that coastal portion of California, there's fucking nothing. You'll hit like another town before you hit the state border, and that's about it.
And it's a town though, like
Yeah.
in a desert town,
I mean,
bro.
like New
nothingness.
Carlisle in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
Like
If
an
you-
old timey sheriff.
Yeah, dude. Like seriously, if
More
you're there-
specifically, have you ever seen the fucking movie? What was it?
I don't remember. Aaron Brockovich.
Aaron Brockovich, bro. We
Yeah.
passed right through that fucking town, dude.
We sure did.
Oh, that was in California?
Yep.
Yeah, in the desert. Nowhere is available.
Passed right through it. But yeah, so I mean, you got to get ready to go for all this type of shit. You got to fill up and be ready because you're not going to get gas at 1 o'clock in the morning anywhere on the eastern portion of the mountains.
Whoa.
It's just yeah. So
Did you meet Aaron Brockovich?
We did not. She wasn't
Damn.
home.
Damn.
Missed opportunity.
Missed
shame.
opportunity. She probably would have sponsored the podcast.
Oh,
Had she known.
Yeah, we
Shit.
could have had her on here.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll try.
She's
hard
got a
next
good
time,
story to
guys.
tell us.
Damn.
At least I know where to find it.
At least a
At least tell
2-hour
us about
story.
carcinogens.
Yeah.
Maybe she had some opinions on the Flint Water, Michigan
Probably.
thing.
Because Lord knows I don't.
What's a water?
It's that stuff they use to make whiskey, bro.
Oh, that makes sense.
Corn?
Yeah.
No, the other ingredient.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Potatoes? Oh, that's vodka.
That's
sorry.
vodka, yeah.
Rice?
No, that's sake.
It's too far, man.
So
Okay, so you guys went
So we figure it out.
45 minutes back to add an extra 20. Wait, so you
Yeah.
guys were like, man, fuck
This
that 20
wound up-
minutes. And you were like, let's just chance it this way. And it ended up being like an hour of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an hour of fuck because
well,
we're like,
I mean, if you're on Google Maps and something says, "Hey, you can take this route and get here at this time,"
True.
or this route for 20 more minutes, I'm not gonna just fucking click it for no reason.
True.
right.
You know,
Should have been using Waze. Like Larry's been. Dude, he's been free advertising the shit out of that.
I have to be
true.
honest.
Sponsor us, Waze.
After that trip, I specifically started using Waze.
Yeah,
Here's the thing
It's-
about Waze.
because they
though.
mark shit like
They
that.
do mark shit like that.
The thing about Waze is that
Here's
I
the
can't.
Yelp review of
I
Waze.
can't
Oh.
put an Australian girl voice. So
He's right.
Minor detail.
I have British girl voice.
How am
on
I
Waze.
supposed to jack off in the car
Right.
if I don't have Australian girl voice?
True.
Right.
Shit gets stale after a while, you know?
I'm tired of American Karen. I need Australian Bridget.
Yeah. All right. That's a fair
big oof.
criticism.
Yeah.
Also,
so-
I feel like Waze is slower.
We backtrack. We get back on dark mountainous roads
Nice.
on our
Keep
way to
going.
fucking Vegas, dude. Like, and legit, I was kind of sad because like you could see we get to like a new mountain top, and then you see like these little lit up towns. I wish we could see those in the day.
I do
'cause, like,
too.
like you could that way you could see.
That's
the
my
whole thing.
Did that
biggest
shit get
regret.
stale to you or no?
No.
Like driving through the mountains and shit. Like when you're
Never.
just like, yeah, all right,
Never,
whatever.
because it's a different color depending on what time of day it is. Every single time. I mean, you come over the top of that crest, there's still a couple of hills that I know. Like, I can close my eyes and see them coming over after getting off the plane. You come over the top of this hill and you just look down into a valley of fucking 100,000 houses and the sun setting behind you, and it's just all these different shades of red and purple and the ocean just sparkling in the background. Like, no, that never gets tiring.
All right.
And I mean, so we get going, and yeah, he's right. That was the biggest regret. Is just you could see how cool it would be during the daytime, but we didn't get to see it during the daytime because we're going the right direction for this. We're coming up over the tops of these mountains and just looking down into a valley of just sand and amazing like potential scenery, but we missed it because it was midnight.
Pitch black
Pitch black.
in the middle of nowhere's town. It was crazy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot happened.
No.
Like, we
the rest
stopped-
of the trip to Vegas was fine
Yeah, I mean we.
after that.
No, yeah, we just.
If you had to have a car, any car you wanted to on this road trip, what's the car?
Not mine.
No,
Not
whatever.
mine.
Something with a snorkel so you could have just gone through the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we had like some
Snorkel Jimmy.
luxury car or something like that with a lot of horsepower. You know,
Just
like
like a
a
Bentley GT.
BMW like 5 Series or something
Yeah,
like that. You
just
know what I mean?
something
Something that
stupid.
just is just like
It's 400 horse,
yeah, exactly.
comfy.
Right, I could just
air
set cruise and it
conditioning for
doesn't even
days.
matter because
Yeah.
we're going uphill and it still has 400 horse.
And it's like,
You know
yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
gonna continue doing
Yeah.
75 and no
You
big
get down
deal.
to
Yeah.
the bottom of these mountains and it's just 17 miles of straight nothing. Just open that motherfucker up and
Yeah.
go.
Perfect for
Yeah.
a Chevy Malibu.
Ooh,
I mean, honestly,
would have
Yeah.
been better than the Tucson.
yeah, for sure. For sure, bro.
Should have got the 3-son.
He got you there, Larry. He got you there.
1, 2. No, I
I
mean,
love that Glenn has to continue to fix this for you.
Yeah, dude. I have no idea how to use it. I don't
I've
even know
seen
if
you
I'm
do
using
it with the
right.
lights off, and I'm like, I know
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
not-
right. I know that can't possibly be right.
I don't even get down with that shit. I know that ain't right.
The power's not on. I know that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Just hit the button 5 times.
Just hit the button 5 times. Why would that be? If that's the most
It's a weird
bullshit-
combination of
Yeah.
turning something on.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not my fault.
Wait, that's an odd number. Depending on where you started, it may be on or may be off. Depending.
that's that child-proof THC hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something like that.
Sponsor us,
Please.
THC. Or
Big
whatever.
THC.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Some dispensary near us sponsor us.
So we get to
Red
Vegas.
Red Bud dispensary.
So you guys did nothing in Vegas because it was too fucking late and you guys were too exhausted.
I mean,
No, I mean we got to. Our room was at Hard Rock Hotel.
Yep.
We get there.
you guys shelled out for a legit hotel too. You were like,
You didn't pay that much.
No, dude. I would say
like
Vegas. You'd
100
be amazed.
flat.
Yeah, it was like $100 after like fees and everything.
oh, okay.
These hotels in Vegas, they charge you like $20 for the room, and then you get a shitload of fees. But like for $100 for the night, I mean,
Oh fuck, that's like a Ramada in Laporte. So I don't
That's what I'm
And
understand.
it was actually a legit room too. Like,
yeah,
it was
and
nice.
that's the thing. Like they're nice rooms, and
Two queens.
super accommodating.
No
like,
bullshit. That's how much we spent on my birthday like room every time. Was
We
like
had a decent
$100
view too. Like
in
we
Laporte,
had pool view.
Indiana.
Yeah, we had pool view. We were looking over the city. It was pretty fucking cool. We were like pretty high up too. I think.
Yeah.
Next year's year.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, honestly, Vegas is
Or like
super,
spring. What's you think?
Actually, there's like a poker tournament that I want to be in next year in Vegas that
I'm
a
out.
lot of my friends are coming to, but like we can just group trip it and then I'll just play the tournament and then fuck around.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty tight.
Vegas is
You
a
guys wanna do that,
super
Glenn?
affordable trip.
So, Vegas
Yeah,
next
Yeah.
year.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm
All
trying
right.
to get in this poker tournament and then fuck around the rest of the time, dude.
I'm trying to
Larry's trying to hit it
fuck
big.
around
You
all
know
the
what I mean?
time.
Vegas is fun.
Yeah.
I spent a week there. It's a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But
I mean, I know you can fly out of
South Bend.
South Bend Airport at about $76 through Allegiant.
Yeah.
You know, so
For sure.
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, they had that $69 deal during the winter, dude.
Yeah,
You go to
and-
fly to Vegas.
And right now they have a 7:00 a.m. Las Vegas flight, so you can leave at 7 a.m. here in South Bend,
And you're already partying.
and you're in
By the
Vegas at 7
At
a.m.
7.
At 7 a.m. So you pay for the hotel, and you actually get the whole day at the hotel.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Or not pay because you're a degenerate like me.
www.spn flysbn.com. South International sponsor us. You kind of already do. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
So anyway, we get to Vegas, and the
Oh,
first
what
thing,
the first thing we see when we get in the room. Okay, bro, we not even room. I mean, we get in the building. The sliding doors come open. You see, like, because Hard Rock does this thing where they like buy a bunch of memorabilia from
Yeah.
from bands and shit like that. The first fucking thing we see is the Reverend's goddamn drum kit when we first walked in
Hell
from
yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold, and he's at this point way deceased, like
Deceased.
Way
dead.
gone.
Wait, but like
double dead.
yeah, like we're on this
Yes.
mecca to like honor someone that has died in my rock and roll like life. And then these dicks put this thing right in the lobby right when we walk in.
rip.
And the first thing, yeah, dude, that's the first thing I see is my favorite drummer's goddamn drum kit just staring at me. And that was sad.
Beautifully poured.
But it was cool that they had it.
Did a tear fall?
We didn't have time,
sure.
man.
Yeah, dude.
And I was
I got
so
time
goddamn
for that
tired,
shit.
I mean,
bro.
it was. We turned a 6-hour drive into like 9 hours because of all the detours
Right.
and bullshit,
And we are
and just the
we
horse
already-
shit car we had. Cheers.
And we had already left at like, way later than we probably should have, anyways. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
That does not get any easier.
Dude, I took that shot wrong.
Yes, if you don't, this is such an unforgiving whiskey. If you don't take it down right, it will ruin your throat.
So
That's
I
true.
am trying to get all of them fucking hammered right now.
Larry's already good.
that was the last drink I take.
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't think Larry needs any more. You can see it in his eyes.
Can
But-
I get a?
night. Can I get a cunt trap supreme? But
Dude, they got the double cunt traps supreme right now. I don't know if you guys know. Double.
That sounds
what?
pretty good.
That's
I need some.
pretty sure that's what's in my future.
double cheesy gordita cinnamon twists.
Oh,
Ooh, cinnamon twist. You know who loves churros? This guy.
Give me that Baja Betty.
all right.
That horse meat.
So you
We,
guys
just,
get
we just
there-
like insta crash.
Right,
We
right.
get there. I
You
take
guys
a
been
couple
driving.
pictures in the night where you get the Vegas lights.
How much
Yeah, dude.
Adderall were you guys on to get through these?
None.
None.
I should have.
We
I was
just
trying.
powered it, dude.
I couldn't find any. I
was
was
crazy.
absolutely going to, but the person
Right.
I normally got it from didn't have any left.
That's what I'm saying,
So,
dude. This
yeah,
sounds
we-
like a lot of driving.
we just
You said
powered it.
7 hours, 9 hours.
It wound up being
Well, the
like
thing
9.
is, though, is the drive was so damn stressful. We didn't even need it.
No,
because like
that's the
You
thing.
like
half it
back
was
hurting
mountain.
and shit. Like, were you just like?
I mean, it was one of those where you're just hyper alert of everything going on around you because
Right.
you realize like how fucked this drive actually
or how
is.
quickly
Like
things
the
can
first
get,
half
like-
is
yeah.
just pure mountain pass driving, where there's only 2 lanes and there's a bunch of signs saying, "Yo, if you veer off the road, there's a gravel pit to
And you
drive
will
into."
die.
No, there's a gravel pit
okay.
to
Yeah,
dodge.
if all of a sudden you
True.
can't
Yes, they have
stop,
those. What are those called?
They're just truck pull off.
Yeah,
deceleration,
truck- yeah,
deceleration
deceleration
lanes.
pads,
Yeah,
yeah.
You see somebody
Runaway.
You're runaways. Yep.
yeah, runaways.
You're driving down this. You see a motherfucker on their phone. This is where you make it your responsibility to get their attention and tell them to fuck
Hey,
off.
Shut the
Well,
fuck up.
actually, when I
You like
made,
roll the window down and go, "Hey."
quick side note, I lived in an area near Schaumburg in like the Chicagoland area. When I was driving by myself to just to drive by myself in going towards San Francisco, I saw a SUV that had a vanity plate that said Schaumburg, Illinois,
Hey.
in California on Highway 1, bro. I took a picture of
Fun
that shit. I
fact,
was like, yo, that's crazy.
One of my coworkers, I used to when I was still living like south, closer to LA. I would stop at her apartment complex in Ventura, and we would drive up to work together, because then I only was driving like
Half
20
of it,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. And then she was making the drive anyway, so we would go there and come back. One day when we were coming back, we pulled into her complex and parked in a spot, and I got out, and the very next plate had a South Bend, Indiana license plate.
Oh.
I left a note on the windshield saying, I noticed the, what are we? I think it's county number 54, right? Something like that. I don't remember. I was like, I noticed the 54 South Bend, Indiana. I'm also from there.
That's
And that was all I put
Yeah.
on the note, really, was,
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
hey, fellow Hoosier, I'm also from South
That
Bend.
is wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was just fucking pure luck, too, that I remembered whatever,
Right, and like-
whatever our code was. I was like, that's fucking South Bend.
There's not only is the chance of just running into someone that could be possibly from your region, but the fact that you found somebody that actually drove there, like with
Yeah, that- exactly.
a signal that goes, "Hey, I'm from here." Not just they flew
That's
over.
what-
Like
Even
That's what tripped me
crazier,
up.
my second trip to California, I ran into someone who's from South Bend.
Yeah.
I ran into them who is mutual friends with someone I am friends with. Someone we used to be in league club with.
really?
His name is Mike Moran. Do you remember Mike
of
Moran?
course.
He used to be best friends with two women, Jency and Whitney. Whitney, I was trying to.
I've heard
hit
of
up.
Whitney.
Yeah, I tried to hit
I've
Whitney.
I've heard Whitney around.
Jency had a boyfriend, so I wasn't trying to hit that up. She
She have a boyfriend
moved.
now.
She moved to California. I was walking the streets of Santa Barbara. She
And you
doesn't
saw
even
her.
live in Santa Barbara. I ran into her. I passed her on the streets of
And
Santa
you're like,
Barbara.
no fucking way.
I passed her. She's in a squad of girls. I'm like, I just glanced at her. I'm like, that looks a lot like this chick named Jency from South Bend, fucking Indiana, 22, whatever, however many miles away it is from where I'm from.
About 2,200. I've
Okay,
made the drive three times.
I walk past her on the sidewalk, just by happenstance. I take like 5 paces. I turn around and I go, Jency. She spins around, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, that's cool and all, but when I went to California, I got there and I was like,
And your dad was there.
I'm from Indiana, but now I'm in California, but I'm an Indiana person.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
So I
So-
guess you could say it's a pretty small world.
I've been to LAX probably 8 times now. I have
Yikes.
ran it. Yeah, it's a bullshit
Dude,
airport.
yeah.
It's huge. But seriously, whenever I was flying home to visit the family, I would just take red eyes because they're like $180 cheaper round trip
And a lot less people.
and a lot less people. I ran into somebody that I used to work with at American Licorice. Just sitting
no.
there. My flight had been delayed, so I went to the bar and was gonna get a drink. And I looked over. I was like, I fucking know him. Don't remember his name, but I walked over to him. I was like, hey, this is a real weird question. Did you used to be like the kitchen team lead at American Licorice? And he fucking looked up at me and goes, yeah, still work there. I'm just coming home from Thailand after 3 weeks. Who are you? I was like, well, I used to work there. Sorry, I know that this is weird.
At this point, I feel like they can't even go, "Who are you?" They're just like, "Yeah, obviously
they're
you know who I am."
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
right? There's
situation.
no
They're
fucking
like-
way you just pulled that out
they're
of
like,
your
that
ass.
was the most obscure thing anyone has ever asked me. I was like, I know. I worked there like 9 fucking years ago.
I think
for
you
a
just
summer.
fall over, dude. I think you just go, "What?"
And so we just ended up
is your
laughing.
Social Security number?
Dude, that's almost like that, right? Like
We
that
just-
has to be.
We
You're
just
like,
ended up
"What?"
fucking laughing about it. He's like, yeah, I just spent 3 weeks in Thailand, and he was absolutely wearing like a fucking poncho. And so we just laughed and went about
because
our
he was
day.
covered in boys' semen. Is that what it is?
I don't know what.
Oh,
it was,
okay.
dude.
I was
Must-
just wondering.
maybe
I mean, that's why
the
I'd go to
next
Thailand.
fucking time.
Wait
I
a
was,
minute.
Wait, what? Hold up.
What?
Have you heard about the lady boys in Thailand?
Oh, that's what you said.
I was thinking.
All I heard was boy semen, and that
Yeah.
was like,
Correct.
The next.
I guess
So you're
truly-
Catholic.
Oh,
Oh.
Correct.
yes.
Haha, yes.
Haha. But it's okay. 'cause the
Haha.
Pope says so.
Right.
Yes.
True. Well, Jesus, you know.
Oh. Yeah.
Who's that?
We already did a podcast about this.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
did.
was saying,
No, we
I
didn't.
don't know.
No, we
Extensively.
didn't.
No, and it was the Bill Spear episode.
Yeah, this wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back into it with Zach Myers here.
I don't know. That might be.
I think it's just more circle jerk at that point.
Yeah,
it's-
right.
Yeah.
You're just shouting into an echo chamber. If
Right.
You're
Correct.
Yeah. No, that's what it turned into.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Well, we
just
all
gonna be
basically
us
have the same
saying
view.
One ridiculous statement about religion and
Hold on.
validating
Real
each
quick
other.
though,
Real quick,
fucking
though.
isn't it awesome that we have the ability to have the insight that we're all like kind of echo chambering and that it's counterproductive that we all follow the same
It's a beautiful thing.
train of thought?
I thought you were gonna go down the freedom of speech route, which we'll go ahead and take that route real quick. Isn't it a beautiful thing that we're able to do this?
for now.
For now.
It's beautiful.
But
now.
it's
not
cool,
hate speech
it's
right
cool
now?
that we can see that we're all down the same line.
Yes, so
and
it's
then we
counterproductive.
just stop and it's counterproductive.
Well, that's-
like it's cool.
when I know that I'm getting real fucking depressed, I stay off my Twitter because I know my Twitter is just an echo chamber for feeling bad about myself.
Same. That's why I don't
do
have a Twitter.
No, I love my Twitter, but it's like three very distinct lanes of traffic. It's sports, it's
Porn.
music. No, I don't use it for porn. That's what Reddit's for.
Accurate.
Hang loose
Pornhub.
intensifies.
Sports, feeling bad about myself, and music are like the three things.
Hey, that's
that
what I
use my
use Reddit
Twitter
for too. That's what I use existence
That's what I
for.
use the internet for. Minus sports and music, kind of.
Music,
Esports, though.
So mostly just feeling bad about myself, I guess.
Wait, that's
So
what
we
I
get
use
to Vegas.
existence for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We check into Hard Rock. Let's get back on track,
whoa.
guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were even telling you.
So we're in Vegas.
We're in Vegas.
Checking Hard Rock, we like insta fall asleep. We do
Yeah.
nothing else.
No, that was it. We walked into the fucking room, instantly fall
do you
asleep.
feel like you've wasted this beautiful hotel? Like, 'cause
No.
you
I
just
took
like went there,
pictures,
you just like
yeah.
used it as like a Super 8, basically. It could have been
Pretty
anything
much.
at that point.
I mean,
You're like,
yeah,
whatever.
But in
I
the
mean, for
morning,
$100,
we like fucked around a little
yeah.
bit. We got
you like
up
the free
early.
breakfast or whatever the
Believe
fuck?
this or not, Larry Brown got up kind of
Dude,
early.
It was weird. We were both just
Doubt.
naturally awake at like
Larry,
7:30 in
I
the morning.
genuinely believe you would wake up early if you had something to do,
every time.
just ever.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
true.
we got like 4.5
That's
hours
not
of sleep
work.
though.
Yeah.
Like we were perfectly fine with that. We had another big day ahead of us and got like 5 hours of sleep probably.
That's the
And
deal
we
with
were
going to
fucking-
Vegas. We knew that we had like another 8-hour drive to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Straight shot.
Yeah, we
8
didn't,
hours.
We didn't save us any time by going to Vegas.
That almost hurts my feelings to hear that, just because it's like you went through so much beautiful country and
Yeah.
and stuff, and you just like so fixated on just getting to Phoenix. But I know
Well, yeah.
it was important. I know
we,
that it was,
we had it in our mind that we wanted to stop at places to see them. We didn't take a straight shot to Phoenix from
No.
Vegas. Not even kind of.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucked because the tattoos that we were getting weren't just like, hey, show up at the shop and get them done type things.
Right.
We had to be there at a specific time because, you know, between us, we had 8 hours of tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, so it was
Particularly mine. She
Yeah.
was super stressed about mine. We'll get there. But what
we'll get
like
there. We'll get to that point. But
like,
yours
Might be a
was
good time to
pretty
take a break.
photorealistic.
It may just
Dude, we haven't even fucking gotten anywhere in the story.
so in this selection of unbreaking,
this is gonna be
we've-
2 podcasts I see.
we've drove from Santa Barbara to
to Las
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah.
And it's time
And
to
that's
take a
not
piss.
even like the fucking story.
It is pee time.
It's
for real,
time to
though.
take a piss.
All right, see ya.
Be right back. All right, we're back from break 2.
Yo, that piss was. Woo!
Good morning, ladies.
You ever just stand in front of the toilet and let wastewater come onto your body?
Yeah.
Yes. It was pure white. Just nothing.
Wait, did
No
you-
color.
did you-
Just
did you
2
nut?
beers.
Did you nut?
Almost.
Or
almost.
what?
Really. Almost. Really. I mean, what's better? What's better, guys? Getting that nut off that you've been waiting for, or that piss that you've been holding for
I
a while?
really don't want to answer this for all the ladies out there.
I'm
but
gonna say the nut.
Unfortunately, it's probably gonna be the piss.
Oh man. Yeah. That piss we had to hold for like 3 hours. bro.
Don't even get me
Right?
started on the Rise Against piss that I was genuinely.
Oh, the
in
Rise Against
I
piss.
couldn't
You should
even
have just pissed
I
in the
couldn't
crowd.
stand upright, dude. I was almost promised the bathroom. Like we're like we were in the car ride all the way up to Chicago. Halfway into Chicago, I'm like, man, I gotta take a piss, and we're in the car. And I was like, okay, when we get there, like we get to a parking
Oh,
lot.
we had to ride the trolley.
Yes,
and
we get to a
dude,
parking lot. It's like, oh, you have to walk half a mile to this trolley. The trolley will take you to the venue.
But then
and,
you have to walk another quarter mile.
yeah, and then, so I started walking. I'm like, yo, I gotta piss real bad. And we get in the trolley, and I I'm kind of sitting like this, like holding it. And then when I get off the trolley, I'm like, oh, I can't stand upright anymore. My stomach is full blown doubled over. I'm
Thank
like,
God we found that taco stand that you
Dude.
pissed at, dude.
And then we went to the fucking bathroom, and I was like, just as piss is releasing, I'm like, my spine is starting to correct, and I'm like, oh. Dude, that's the worst. That's the worst bathroom. That like I could feel my prostate being damaged by that. I'm like, no, this is not good for me.
not good.
This is not good for me. Like this is really unhealthy for me.
He is saturating my internal organs.
And it was like weakening. I could feel it weakening below me, like just like.
One of my top 3 pees of all time was in the backseat of your car. We were
We have referenced.
Suburban, bro.
We have
it was the Suburban.
we have referenced this pee a few times already. It is legendary.
It
Wait,
is
I've never heard the story.
It's in the fucking Gatorade
Yo,
bottle, dude.
Yeah, we had liquids on the truck, and he said, "I'm not gonna make it." Before you know it, a Gatorade bottle gets passed to him, and he's just pissing in the back seat.
Was someone next to you?
No, not
No,
yet.
it was just us
It was
two,
us,
and
it was
and-
us at the
and
time.
him.
So next
Yeah.
time you're on a trolley, just take a Gatorade bottle and let loose.
That one, and
I would have
then
took the public indecency charge, to be honest. It was real bad.
I think that might be anytime I think of the most satisfying piss I've ever had. That's always the one that jumps up
Yeah.
to number 1, I think. Dude, I fucking filled that Gatorade bottle. Like
What would've happened
3/4 of the way. It was disgusting.
Didn't we
amounts of
just
pee.
toss it?
I think
on the side of the
I
road?
don't want to admit that we did
Yeah.
that. I really,
I think
truly
we
don't.
did,
Wait, was
though.
it
I
at,
truly
at a
don't.
motorcyclist in LA?
No, in Chicago.
Yeah, it's in Chicago.
The number
motorcycle.
2
I think we
on
may
my
have put it. Yeah, go ahead.
was a collection of peas, actually. So in high school, for drumline, because I was on the drumline.
Ah, yep.
In the middle of summer, we'd always have just a gallon of water with us that we'd take outside.
Because you're fucking marching in
Because you're marching in
800 degrees.
800-degree weather.
Yeah.
With a 30-pound
Doing the
drum
fucking
strapped
4th
to
of
ya.
July parades that
Yeah.
you guys had to do, like in every
So-
county in the last 6 counties around us. You're like, yo, time to go do their parade now.
Our band director at the time, Mr. Belsass, was kind of a hard ass about
Mr.
not letting you
Balsack.
leave the room because, well, that's what passing periods are for. We have other things going on right now. You don't need to use the restroom.
I'm about to pass this piss in this glass.
Well, so what happened
I'm about to fill this
was,
tuba, you know what I mean? Like-
as a member of Drumline, I had access to what we called Drum Castle, which was just our storage area in the back of the room, and it was separated. It was like a massive walk-in closet, essentially. So we'd always have
Many have pissed.
just many a piss in an empty gallon
the
jug.
Piss drawer.
Essentially. So what happened was, by the time I left high school, this gallon of piss was about 3/4 of the way full. This was just collected over, 2 or 3 years of pissing in Drumcastle.
Jesus.
Was it just you, or was it like multiple
No,
people?
that one was just mine.
just opening
that
the
one.
Like,
jug.
yeah, they put their initials on it,
No,
dude. It's
that
gotta
one
be.
that was mine. I was the only person willing to piss in
Mom
class.
found the piss jug.
Well, so what happened?
He wanted to lead us to believe that everyone was doing this, but truly it was just him.
Just me. It was just me.
Everybody else who had to go in there was like, "Why is this gallon?"
No, so hold on, we're getting there.
Everybody knew you did it and just didn't want to talk to you about
Nobody
it.
gave a shit.
Filled
Like,
with electrolytes.
Look, if you knew me in high school, you weren't gonna tell me any differently. All
That's
right,
true.
I was going to piss in this jug, no matter.
Actually, if you
what
told him, then
anybody said.
he'd
It would
probably
get
piss in
worse.
3 or 4 different.
Yeah,
jugs.
I would have made it a mission to have these hidden all through the school,
Yeah.
and I would never use a bathroom. I would just have piss chug strapped to my leg.
Piss chugs and poop
But-
socks.
And
everywhere.
that's how he was the first 16-year-old with a catheter in our high school.
That was a couple of years later.
Anyway, so that was a shit bag after I graduated high school. We can get
Correct.
into that at some point too.
We
if
should not.
want. No, we don't need to.
We don't have time.
That one time you had the flu.
It wasn't the flu. That was appendicitis.
Yes.
I sat around for a week. Kenny Buddha actually will still tell you that he thought that I was dead when he dropped off something for me to eat. He
True.
wasn't sure that I was
True.
alive.
We did the bang bang that day. Throw back to the other podcast.
Regardless. So, I had this gallon jug of piss that I would leave in the band room, and we would always hide it behind equipment during the school year. I forgot it was there when I graduated. And
Some say it's still sitting there to this
no,
day.
a couple years later, I was talking to
No
I
one
was
says
talking
it.
to this kid that was a freshman my senior year. He used to work at the gas station in town, the one that Tony owns, and I was talking to him a couple years out of high school, and he goes, "Dude, do you remember your piss jug?" And I had forgotten about my piss jug until he brought it up. And he goes, "Well, we were cleaning Drumcastle, and one of the new kids this year fucking found it and opened it up."
Oh, dear Lord.
He said it was immediately like this small concrete room just fills with the smell.
This gas.
It's just pure ammonia.
mustard gas.
Just 5-year-old piss opens this, fills the room like an Egyptian curse. And
Dude,
that's the story of my piss bottle.
They experienced something that only Vietnam veterans have ever experienced.
Yeah, it was like
That's what
Agent
killed
Orange.
the people who opened Tutankhamun's tomb at Honest.
Exactly.
Whoa, dude.
They found his poop knife.
That's
So,
gotta be gnarly, dude. That has to be one of the gnarliest smells.
I can only imagine, but yeah. So that's
And you're probably your like health and your drink, what you drank and stuff was probably terrible.
It was awful.
So you
It
just
was
like
the
it's like
fucking
a
worst. It was
rusty
just
orange some
brown.
days.
Yeah. I'm sure that you could probably scoop the fat off the top of the piss by the time you opened it.
Right, because we
Looking
were
like bacon grease 6 years later. Like
for a point of
That was
reference.
my old brake fluid then.
For a point of reference
Yes.
for those that are listening, we we were in high school, pretty peak time of Monster and Red Bull and all that stuff. Like
True.
before we
I-
hit high school, it wasn't really that big of a
no,
deal.
and then
So this was when we just were, dude.
Man.
I'm gonna coin. I swear, no one said this before Zach Myers said it. No one. The statement "Breakfast of Champions" was a Zach Myers exclusive for Pop-Tarts and Monster. He said, "This is the fucking breakfast of champions."
and I would drink a Monster,
And then he'd
eat
go piss in the
Pop-Tarts.
band room with
Just radioactive piss. If I splash this shit anywhere, it's like sulfuric acid just burning away chunks of concrete, I bet.
you may have lost half an inch on your dick just from
You know,
pissing in that jug.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
or,
a gecko that grows back.
Don't fact check that, guys. At home.
Anyway, so we're in Las Vegas.
yeah. So you wake up, you're real
I'm gonna let
productive.
Larry take this part for a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
He's
Okay.
got the
Whoa, let's
Oh,
pull the reins
man.
back on this.
Oh man, all right. Before we crash for the night, we take a couple pictures of the scenery because we got a shot of the pool and the pool's lit up and
Big
shit.
titty
And the Hard Rock.
burlesque dancers.
No one's out there. It's like a Friday.
You're telling me you didn't get any
the-
cards or pamphlets for
Nothing, dude.
Yeah.
We roll in town. We get our room. We go straight to our room. We take a couple pictures out the window, and then there's like it's like one of those like fully stocked rooms, 2 beds, fully stocked rooms with like a bunch of like the bar,
all that shit that
the wet
looks
bar,
free, but it's
and all
not
that
free.
shit. Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
that
yo, let me get this Sprite. Wait,
There's a
that's
package.
$5
There's
Sprite.
a package in between the beds. I grab it. I pick it up. I look at it. Put it back down. I still have no idea what it is.
It was a bomb.
No.
No, we don't know what it is.
We had no idea. I look at it.
it. Package.
I'm like, it's a little package, and I put it back. Okay.
It was a pie
What?
from a bomb factory.
Acme.
It tasted like cherry? No, blackberry. Blueberry? Whatever.
Whatever. Let's go.
Anyways, we get So the next morning we wake up, we get up at like we're out of the room before 10 o'clock in
Yeah.
the morning, and we get down to the checkout desk, and she goes, "Did you guys use the intimate package?"
Oh dear Lord.
She's going.
She
through the
she starts hitting us with all the fees and stuff, and she
And
goes,
she
"You get the
says-
room, you get the, and here's the fee of the like blah blah blah," and she's like, "And the intimate package for $39.99."
And you're like,
and we're like,
no.
No.
"The what?" And I just look at Zach and I'm like, "No, it ain't like that."
If there's any trip that it is like that, though, this might be the trip, right?
But what was in the package?
Like,
There was like condoms and
And lube
KY and
and
shit like that in the fucking package, but we didn't know.
no.
But
it's
we're just
this
like.
black box.
But
We're
apparently,
just-
if you move it, it
yeah.
triggers something.
Yeah,
That's
like you
exactly-
pick it up, anything in that room, it hits a sensor and it sends it to the desk so they know to charge for it.
Whoa.
Yes.
So
I just looked at him, I go, "We didn't use that."
Dude,
and she goes,
she was
"Okay."
fucking confident,
So is this one of the-
though,
is
throwing
this-
that package thing in there too? She goes, "Oh, and I see you guys used the intimate package." And we're like, no.
So is this just a what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, or are you guys actually
No,
being
I
real?
legit just looked it up. I went,
We'll never
what
know
the
'cause it
fuck
stayed in
is
Vegas.
this? Put it back down. Pass the fuck out.
What was it, like a box you could open up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
just
like
had a
this
bunch of
little box.
stuff in it, like KY and condoms and shit like that. but
Oh, okay.
we
Are
just-
Are you assuming that, or did you know?
No, I think we actually opened and looked at it. I was just like, yo.
Yeah, because it had like a flip top.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was imagining it was like a wrapped in
wrapped-
like brown paper or something.
No, it was like a
No.
box, like a little leather box, like a little case or something like that. I flipped
don't
it
like
open,
how-
I'm like, oh, we don't need that.
I don't like how much craftsmanship is put into this box.
It was like, it was kind of fancy. It was like,
Whoa.
yeah. No, it was like a couple bottles of water, this little package, and like some other shit up
Yeah,
there.
and
Like
If that doesn't set
like,
the tone for you on what Vegas is about,
a ball and gag.
No, like what's a
A gun
it had
with
like a
one
face
bullet?
mask
Yeah,
and some
like an
earbuds and
abortion
stuff like
pill.
that, and it
Just plain
A shovel?
in every room.
a
was
rifle
weird.
with a bump stock.
Yeah, yeah. It was about
That's the
that
Mandalay
time too.
Bay
That's
special.
not even cool, dude.
Actually, it was. That happened like days before. They still had the fucking Mandalay Bay roped off when we fucking went.
oh, you guys went post.
Oh,
this.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
other thing that was
Yeah,
going
we
on
were
around
talking
this
about how
time.
like Mandalay Bay wasn't even cool at that time because you couldn't even go
Yeah.
there.
So there
It
was,
was like
probably
yeah.
a bump stock in there because they were about to be illegal after,
Yeah,
so they probably
probably.
were trying to give those out.
Yeah.
I
A
forgot
bump
about
stock.
that.
It's,
That was
it's called a cock ring.
All right, let's move on.
No. But anyways, yeah, we were like, no, we didn't use that. She's like, okay, and took it off the
Yeah.
pill or
She
whatever.
goes, okay,
Double
yeah,
charge.
exactly.
double charge. We'll just go ahead and refill that twice. for you.
We got on the. Oh, we didn't get on
Did
the
you guys
road.
hit breakfast? Was there?
We,
free
no, what
buffet
we
or
did
nothing?
was
No.
we're like we looked at a little bit of the like the Miracle Mile or whatever they call it there in Vegas, which is like this big ass
That's Chicago,
circle
but yeah.
between a bunch. No, they call it that too there too. I
think so.
Yeah, I think it's called. Yeah, so it's like this big ass circle between a bunch of casinos where it's just like a big ass circle of mall and shops and restaurants and shit that you can kind of look at between what was there? The Cosmopolitan and a couple of our casinos have this like big circle of shops that are like connected to each other.
Yep.
You could just walk. We like saw a quarter of it and we're like, yo, we ain't got time for this.
right.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's crazy huge. And we're like, we went like across this little skywalk that went across the highway. We parked at the Cosmopolitan. We walked across the skyway, went to the mall, saw like a minute amount of it, walked back to the parking garage, and then we're like, yo, we got to dip.
Yeah, it was time to go.
Yeah. We saw that much of Vegas. But before we just got out of Vegas and started getting on the
Stopped at
highway.
one brothel, just real quick.
Just real quick.
No, but we did see a bunch of hypercars peel out from Vegas
Yeah.
before we fueled up, we got onto the highway, and we saw a bunch of fucking hypercars get on the highway, and we're like, yo, that was dope.
And you were going.
yeah, in my fucking Tucson. And,
60 miles an
but we
hour.
saw like this Ferrari and Huracan and fucking and a McLaren P1 come
Get
come
sweaty
pull out
thinking
of,
about it. Get
Yeah, I was
sweaty
like,
thinking
I
about
was
it.
like, Yo, what?
And then you did use the intimate package right there in the car.
Just for myself. No, that was crazy. I was like, yo, that was crazy. And then we like drove past a bunch of shit outside of Vegas.
But
Yeah,
real
not
side
strip
notes
stuff.
on the car thing then. So when you were in, maybe even both of you, when you were in, Santa Barbara and stuff, like, was it just a plenty?
Oh, yeah.
Just like Ferraris.
I mean, I
Lambos
sent you a
aplenty,
few pictures of like some Ferraris and shit that I ran into.
Just some
while I was
normie
there.
shit, just
Yeah,
like
dude,
every
and
day, you're like,
anytime-
whatever.
Any trip that I made down to LA or back, like there's always some sort of fucking supercar.
Yeah, you just like look over, you're like, and
You're like,
nobody's
oh.
even looking at it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I
You're
see.
Like that's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dude.
Yeah, I
Like M3s are like the poor man's car out there. Like
place-
Yeah.
people are just driving in M3s, and you're like, nobody even cares about this. Like,
Yeah, dude, the place I was living for like a year was part of like a townhouse, and the guy across from us, sharing a driveway, was like a doctor. He had like $150,000 Tesla that he drove just every day.
people are just sleeping on it.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
His neighbor had an 18-year-old Prius.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah. Dude,
Neat.
I mean, it's like one or the other.
He had a rabbit, an '80s rabbit with a fry oil engine.
Yeah.
It's all the same to them, I think. I don't know. It's like, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So-
there's a bunch of hypercars. We just start hitting the road, going because we and then we start picking out towns that we think sound cool that we want to pass through.
Yeah,
Some of those towns include.
By the way, kind of a mistake, but also at the same time, we ended up in like the weirdest towns in the middle
it
of
was kinda
California
cool.
/
In the middle of
Nevada
nowhere.
/ Arizona.
Arizona.
Santa's Workshop, Nevada.
We pick out a town like Quartz. We didn't actually make it to Quartz, I don't think.
Well,
But
we made
like,
quartz on the way home.
what was the town that had the big P?
That feels like
I
Final
don't
Fantasy.
even remember.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Oh, I do.
We
know what
passed through
you're
a
talking about.
town.
Oh, we're actually going to the phone on this
Yeah,
one.
I'm-
So.
We passed through a town and there's like this big ass P that's written on the side of a mountain, like legit.
Pastrami.
And that's I know the
Pastrami,
town
Nevada.
started with a P, and that was the town we passed through. And it was on our way to Needles, this town. We saw this town called Needles, California, and we're like, that's got to be legit, right? Because it's like we wanted to see cactus. We wanted to see
Right,
like cacti
right.
for realsies. So
All
we're
we
like,
found were heroin needles.
yes. Needles is right on Route 66.
Okay.
Okay. And when you get there, it's on the Colorado River. And
Ooh.
legit, no.
Oh,
It is this
not the cool part of Colorado River.
It's this arid ass town. And right on the river, there's a couple of like pontoon boats and some kind of nice houses. And then the rest of it is,
nothing.
it's just ghost town.
With tumbleweeds.
Legit tumbleweeds, bro.
real.
For realsies, tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds taking
It's
out your
tumbleweeds
car.
and like a couple of like little like trucks that had some like tie-dye shirts that they were selling. And what was Zach? What was always the hot topic to sell in the desert, bro? What did every shop have?
Like fucking dude, it depends on where you're at. Like everywhere that I went had like fucking jerky and rocks and other stuff.
What was the other thing?
I don't fucking remember.
Goddamn desert honey, bro.
Oh.
Everyone was selling goddamn desert honey, bro.
right.
What's desert honey?
Just fucking honey.
Yeah, just honeybees
From,
that
like, cactuses?
that lived
Yeah.
that lived in specific little like fruit tree groves.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So like there's like little tributaries all over the desert, and there would be like this little orange tree grove
Yeah.
just in the middle
All
of
of
the
a sudden
desert.
you'd see like 8
Bam.
lemon trees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you'd be like,
whoa.
"Oh shit, what the fuck?" And then right on the side of the road, you'd be like, "We're selling honey,"
Every single place.
and bro, a little jar of it was like $30.
And it's just like
So-
fucking boiled peanuts in the South. dude.
Forget about being software developers. Let's just buy a bunch of honey in those little plastic bears. You know,
I don't
we'll
think
go.
so.
We'll
dude.
repackage it as in little cactus packages.
Just like artisan honey, dude.
we
Is that what you're
can
saying?
3D print them ourselves.
I'm down.
God damn
Whatever.
it.
But we got the Needles. There was nothing there. It was right on Route 66.
And not even a cactus.
And like we stopped at a gas station, dude. Do you remember the wind in that town?
Yep.
Bro, it was like blow you sideways wind.
Yeah,
it
and
was
that's
crazy,
how it is
bro.
in all those towns in
Yeah.
the middle of the fucking
It was
desert
crazy.
like that. It's just
because there's nothing blocking
just
it
wind.
for just
No.
miles.
it
Wind blowing.
everywhere.
It was crazy.
You guys didn't
Yeah.
even go to Joshua Tree, dude. so disappointed.
We were gonna
we
stop in a
circled
couple
it.
national parks, but like the closer we got to Phoenix, the more we realized
You're
we
just like,
didn't
we gotta
have
get there.
fucking
We gotta
time.
get there. We gotta.
We
go.
just didn't have time,
Yeah,
bro.
it was time to just fucking
Okay.
go.
So you guys are rolling. Fucking
We're rolling, dude. Like,
65 maxed.
Yeah.
RPMs
Bro.
are going
Yeah,
off of
yeah,
5,000.
yeah,
You're just maxing this
dude.
Tucson out.
I just remember it was just sun, desert, and nothingness,
Yeah.
bro. Between Vegas and
all
and
sorts of solar
Phoenix.
farms.
That sounds
But
like pretty much
Every time,
what the
dude.
deal
But
is.
once we got to Arizona, bro, we started seeing the big cacti.
Yeah. That was fucking cool.
Yeah,
the
dude.
saguaros.
Yeah, saguaros. We started seeing saguaros, and we're like, when we finally saw some saguaros close enough to the highway that we were on, we're like, we gotta stop and start
Like,
taking
let's
pictures
go.
of these, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these things are huge.
They were crazy. Like at first, it was like,
fucking cool.
"Here's a saguaro." We're like, "Oh yeah, get a picture of that shit real quick." But before you knew it,
You're
we're
like,
like,
"Oh, shit, this
yo,
is the only
these
thing
things
that's
are
here."
everywhere, bro."
Yeah.
And then we stopped for this one that was like, "Okay, here's the deal with Arizona too, though. Like off the highway, there's a lot of fence."
Yeah.
Like a lot of fence.
Yeah.
Like fence all the way across the highway, the entire state.
Yeah, dude.
What's
like-
the deal with that?
And we were trying to
I don't know.
I don't know, but we're just seeing fence and we're like, we can't go into these properties and take pictures of cactus that we want to see.
Yeah.
And it seemed like every time we saw like a big one, it was on the
In a
other
fence.
side of the fence. Yeah. But we finally like got to a point where like there's so much cacti that we're like, oh, we can get up close to these.
Yeah.
And we got up to one that
We
was
got
like
right under one. Yeah, it was huge.
huge, dude. I got pictures of it.
Like a
and I'll
tree
put it-
or what?
Like tree.
Yeah.
Tree status.
I mean,
It's
those
like
things are
fucking
massive.
huge, bro. I'm
Like
standing
20
next to it.
feet tall?
I'm like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Crazy, dude. Just cactus, just cactus.
It's like as tall as my house.
Yeah. Dude, just it's crazy, dude. It's just like big ass cactus.
Small, quick side note. Can you just eat any cactus or like? Because I know you can cook cactus, right? Like, so what's the deal?
I think there's
if
a
you chop this
particular.
shit down,
I
can
don't
you
think
eat
you
that
don't
or
want cigarro because it's more like wood. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
dense and like
Cactus.
not a lot
Fibrous
of not
and-
good. Very fibrous.
wouldn't.
There's some cactus in the Southwest that it sees more water than other ones.
Yeah.
That are more like you can eat them. And
Okay.
then there's peyote.
And then there are
Y'all
the
trying to
drugs.
go get some peyote though? Or what's up? You guys trying to eat some?
From what I
of
understand, peyote is like there's some magic shrooms and then there's peyote, bro.
that? Right.
Yeah.
So like, you trying to do some peyote? Or what? Like in the desert though. Like
That
you want
sounds
to take
like a
some
real bad
peyote and then
idea.
go to like ASU
That
for no
sounds like
reason?
some kind of trip. Yeah. That's some kind I mean, whatever.
Do we just make a separate trip to ASU like we would like Las Vegas? Like,
Bro, we did
As
that.
if it
we
were-
Did, we
Well,
did
that's
it.
where we stayed. Was
Yeah.
just off campus.
We stayed
Oh,
like
good
2 blocks from
heavens.
campus, bro.
and you were just so upset that you were married and shit.
I know, right?
I mean,
And you
he
were
went.
like, yo,
He went back to his. We get there.
we get
I
there.
was drunk as shit.
He got-
Are you not there? You're in Arizona. Let's get to
Yeah,
it.
wait, so we drive through the desert. We get to Arizona. We check into our room.
eat zero
It looks like a
cactus.
fucking mesa building. Like
Yeah,
it's
dude.
just fucking
Pueblo.
just like a
Pueblo.
pueblo. Yeah.
Straight up, just
Yeah.
mortar.
We
And
get into this building. They have like a wedding or something or event,
know
something
what
going
they
on
got
at the same
going on.
time.
It
when we get
doesn't
there.
matter to
It
me.
doesn't
You
matter.
guys
We
crash
check
a wedding?
in.
You
We
guys
get
crash
into
a
our room.
wedding?
Our room is like looks like a fucking Motel 6 or whatever. Like it's
tight.
just nothing special.
whatever.
Yeah, just 2 beds and a fucking
I
motel.
mean, we're 2
like,
blocks
hotel.
away from Arizona
no
State
intimate
University.
package anywhere to
No.
be
Damn,
seen.
dude, like
No.
just basic ass. Yeah.
Or was there?
Wow.
No.
Anyway,
Feels bad. But we get there, dude, and we get in, we check in our room. I'm like, let's go get some dinner. We need some dinner.
Yeah.
So we go into the main strip. Is
remember
State
what-
Street or something like
that.
you know how
Well,
every
that's-
town's got a
Yes.
street.
That's Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
State
but
Street.
it might have been something like
something
that. Too.
similar.
it's
Yeah,
likely State Street or Main
Yeah,
Street
yeah,
or
something like
Jefferson
that.
or
Whatever.
Lincoln Way or
We get to we're like, we need to find a place to eat. We find a place that is like wood-fired pizza and wine is their specialties. We get wood-fired pizza.
That sounds like not
No
the
wine.
locals' food. I don't know.
No, but it was legit
The food was
AF.
good. Yeah.
And
had
the
calzone.
bartenders we met, we were like, where's the spot?
What does Arizona know about
Strangely
food
enough,
anyway?
every other car there was a Jeep Wrangler, and it was filled with entirely white women.
What's food out there in the desert, dude? What's like what's the desert food?
Cactus.
I don't know.
Just
it kind of
tequila?
feels like that Midwest
Cactus and
feel
desert
where it's
honey.
just like just a bunch of rando shit. you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Just like
Tex-Mex.
whatever. Well,
is there a lot of
there's like-
Tex-Mex?
No, it's just like a. if you're in like a Chicago
Eclectic.
suburb, like very
Really?
eclectic, yeah. it's
And
like
that
a
could
bunch of-
just be
Just
because
Indian food everywhere for
I
some
mean,
reason.
Phoenix and Tempe are very much the Chicago of Arizona.
Okay,
you know?
well, that's
Like,
true.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
There's
not
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's not like your typical.
No, like, but like throughout this trip, like through Nevada or whatever, like, is there anything that stood out to you?
Well,
Anything,
here's
like,
the deal: when
mom
you're
and
out in the
pop
middle of
shops.
nowhere, there's nothing there. It's either mom and pop shop, which looks awful, and then chain restaurant,
Yeah.
which is
okay.
where we went to we're in Nowheresville. I don't even remember the town.
Yeah. And
we go to
went
Wendy's,
Fucking Wendy's.
and that was it because that's the only thing that
There
looked
were
like.
like 7 buildings
okay.
in this whole town, and
Yeah.
one of them was a Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did any of them
might as well
have
do that.
batwing doors?
What? Oh,
You know,
the
those,
things.
like when, yeah.
No.
So like
No.
you know, and that I feel like that needs to speak to somebody that's listening because you guys are used to not being anywhere. That's where we live.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so
it's
if
even
your guys are
extra
saying
nowhere.
this is extra
Yeah.
nowhere, then this is for real,
Bro, it's
nowhere.
nowhere. Dude, I took a picture. I'm just
'Cause
standing
we
like
live
this.
in
when
nowhere.
It spreads out. I'm standing in the middle of a street, not even caring because I know there's no car coming because no one lives there,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
It's crazy.
These towns, like, we sit here and we think we know what poor is.
True.
Right.
No.
No, it's true.
No.
It's we're not hot enough to know what poor is because
No.
poor here still has to have a standard of living because it's too fucking cold sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, these fucking places, dude. I mean, when
Literally
I was moving,
dirt.
when I
poor.
was in the process of moving, like there was a town, I don't remember the name of it, that I stopped in like just the inside portion of California that I didn't know if they were going to accept a debit card.
Whoa.
Like it was those old school gas pumps that I almost would have swore they were going to say cash only. Like you had to stop it yourself because it didn't stop
And like
itself.
you slapped it and the numbers kind of moved a little.
That's
You're like, wait a second.
exactly like the old school like rotary numbers that you had to pay attention to. You just went in and
Dude.
paid the guy, and then he's like, "All right, but you got to stop it here." It's like, okay. So, and I mean that's
And like he's like
indicative
the
of a lot
owner,
of-
the
Exactly.
operator, the dude that changes your tire. Like,
Exactly. I mean, he's one of 30 people that live in this town.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And that's indicative of a lot of these small, shitty desert communities.
yeah.
They're exactly that. Small, shitty desert communities.
That somehow have just stuck it
Just
together.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Somehow they managed to make it work. I
Like
don't
their
know.
family made it work, so they were born into it. And they're like, "Yep, this is what we do.
Exactly.
Nobody bothers me out here.
True.
I have all the sex with my nieces and nephews." Wait, hold on.
They don't do anything but vote Republican. That's it.
True. That's their purpose in this.
That's their purpose in
Yeah,
this
true.
world, is to balance out that liberal vote.
That's fair. That's a fair purpose.
So Arizona, like
Perfectly
Phoenix-
balanced as all things
as
should
all
be.
things should be.
Uh-huh.
So the Phoenix area is just kind of your typical metropolitan,
Papega.
like
Yeah. Bunch of rando.
bunch of rando shit. Some restaurants that are real good. Some restaurants that are
So
just
in
generic.
Florida, the
fucking
crocodile
places.
skulls and shit like that's the thing. What's out there? What's like the souvenir gift?
Desert
the
honey.
fucking-
bees.
The devil head.
Yeah, I would
Sun
say
Devils.
You get the Sun Devil stuff as you get to Phoenix, but if you're just going with the typical stop at a
desert.
road
Oh,
stand desert,
cactus shit.
Just
I would say
cactus
cactus shit or like those rugs, like the
Rugs.
Indian woven rugs.
It's like
that are-
it's like honey, cactus shit, or rugs, bro.
Like
What-
rugs
what's a
Native
Sun
American
Devil?
yeah, that are
shit.
quote unquote totally authentic.
Yeah,
you know,
no, like
Yeah.
dream catchers, all that
Yeah.
shit, probably
yeah,
too.
all
Yeah.
that stupid kitschy bullshit.
Like I was saying, there's like that. Remember that the desert town we stopped in for the Wendy's? Right across from the Wendy's is
Yeah.
an empty lot, and there was this van that was selling like tie dye shit
Yeah,
and
just
like
random,
and
typical-
window spinners and
What
shit,
about
or
fireworks?
wind spinners and shit.
Like snakes and sparklers only.
Pretty much, dude.
Like, just
it
the
was
good
Kicking
stuff.
Wing selling some fucking wind spinners, bro. That was what it was.
so like it's not too much different like from like the Amish portion of like a little bit more east of us, like just nothing.
Yeah, at least the
and
Amish sell
people-
more than just rando
true.
shit,
More
though. They
people.
sell like furniture
Yeah,
and
no, this is just
quilts
random
and blah blah
It's
blah.
literally
blah, blah.
just honey and
Yeah.
These
quilts.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
would find rocks on the side of the road and wash them and put
Pickled
them on a
scorpions.
Tight.
A pickled scorpion.
You know that would have been worth it.
Hey, actually, yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
about that? What about
So we get some grub, and we asked the bartenders like, "Hey,
And some rub.
what do we do here? Like,
Yeah.
What do?
basically, what do?
Yeah.
Am new,
Leave.
don't know." And they listed off just a few spots.
And you hit every one of those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all in that same building actually.
Yeah.
It was all owned by them.
But that was kind of cool though, because like you would just walk around and there would be people standing outside like every bar. Once it got late enough at night, like every place was pretty full of people.
You feel
just
way
getting
less like a
hammered.
scrub when you know where you're going. You know, like you don't know anything about the town, but you're like, "Yo, I'm going to JC's," and they're like, "Oh no,
There's
shit."
something there's something familiar about that town because we're from South Bend. We know about the college bar scene.
True.
You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing. It's like college bar scene. You see all the bars that are like
You see pop collars, you go there.
you start seeing you start seeing it. You're like, oh, these bars are trying to cater to the college bar
True.
scene. You're like,
Yes.
you see what's going on. You see,
And there, of
you start to
course,
see
was
the
a
lines.
Brothers, right? You saw Brothers down in Tempe.
There's a place kind of like that, but better, bro, because the waitresses are wearing nothing but lingerie.
Sisters.
Nothing but lingerie, bro. And the booths have bottle service.
You were in a strip club, my man. I don't know if you know.
no, it's just
It was
just a
just
college
a
bar, bro.
college bar.
Yeah,
What is this
all it
called?
was.
Let's
Dude.
go see this.
dude, it was wild, dude. I was like, what,
Yeah, it was nuts.
dude? It was crazy, dude.
Obvious boner is obvious.
Bro, no. Here's the deal, though.
That's what
like
the place was
every
called, Obvious
every bar,
Boner.
all the waitresses was just wearing lingerie. Didn't matter what bar you went to, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's kind of place
what?
that your voice gets a
Yeah.
little deep and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
We went the first bar we went to. No one was there yet because we were kind of early. Because we just ate and then we just went to the first
Yeah,
bar
we're
we
just
saw.
walking around.
Right.
And
checking
it was
shit out.
they're
It's
like
like
playing house.
9.
They're like playing house music, and we're like, this place is kind of weird. There's no one here. But like all the waitresses are
you
wearing
mean
just
CJ's pub before Notre Dame crowd hit? You're like, yo.
yeah. Hey. No, even better. Like it's bigger and like there's like a DJ area and then there's like a bar area outside.
And you're seeing stuff that's like fresh and new, and you're like, how you guys affording this? And then it gets busy. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Here's
But
your clientele.
Once it started getting kind of busy and full and stuff like that, Zach's like, I gotta go to my room,
Yeah.
call it a night. He's like,
had to hide
I
his
was
boner.
not in a good spot.
Yeah.
go home and jerk.
yeah. He goes back to his hotel. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get my dick sucked or something. I don't know.
I'm confused.
I'm trying to get wet. You know what I'm saying? You know?
I brought that box with the erotic package with me.
I really did use that package.
So I kept partying all night, bro. I
Larry
got
didn't
numbers.
know
and
what
shit.
his dick wanted to do
real,
so bad.
For real, I got numbers and I don't even know why. I don't even. Yeah. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't just leave Zach there, dude. You didn't just go, you know what? I get more numbers here in South Bend. What's up?
yeah,
Let's stay
son,
here.
dude. First night here, getting numbers. I don't even know.
Sounds like my part of town.
on the next podcast, Larry called all those numbers.
Deal, bet, dude.
Shenanigans ensue.
100%.
There's got to be at least one on this phone.
100% we're doing that.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen, dude. So go ahead and table that for later.
I don't know if you remember me.
From 2 years
I met you
ago
at an ASU bar 2 years ago.
at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, correct.
I looked like
Hey, are you cool if we record this? This conversation may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
start with that. Lead with that. Yeah, dude. I'm down.
Anyways, I party all night. Whatever. We're in Tempe.
So you made it home safe though to the hotel safe.
Yeah, nothing happened for
You
me.
didn't get that
anyways.
fucked?
Nothing special.
Are you pretty drunk though? Okay.
I mean, I was a little sauced. Here's the deal, dude. It got to the point where it was so busy
You got
in
second
every
wind
bar,
drunk?
bro, that I had to
Oh,
like.
you just couldn't drink anything.
Yeah, I mean, like the lines to get into bars to check them out was getting long. So it was like,
yeah.
yo,
Nah.
Man, you gotta like pick one and stay
yeah.
there.
I mean, well, that's the deal. Like either you pick one or like.
But you scoped out all the stuff there, man. You can't
Yeah,
just
it was
pick there and
crazy.
stay.
Right, I was trying to see all of it,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to stay in the one bar that we're. Although,
there was one.
Probably
He
would
coulda
have stayed
stayed
at the
in.
one bar. Yeah.
The first one we went to was probably the one I should have stayed at, but it was cool. It's whatever. It's fine. But anyways, so I go back to the room.
Yo, I think there's more to the story. And
I forgot my key. I had to bang on the door and call Zach until he fucking woke up to let
Oh,
me in.
That is
No.
not an easy task.
It took a long time, bro. It took a good
Why
while.
Like,
didn't
at
you
least
just have
two
them
noise
make you a new
complaints.
key?
No, it was like after hours, bro. There's no
Yeah.
no one at the desk there, dude.
He
Isn't there
wasn't.
always somebody at the desk?
I thought so.
But yeah, so he got me up eventually. Let his
Fuck.
ass in.
Dude, what point did you like start considering just sleeping out in the hallway, dude? Were you just like, you know what?
After
I'm
30
about to
seconds.
just.
Yeah, like 30 seconds in.
You're like, you know what? Just
Just fuck it.
this floor's not looking that bad.
Yeah, true.
Like you just went, and you're like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh, I just like spam called him. I'm like, why is this neighbor calling, like answering his phone?
You can just hear it from the other side.
Yeah,
You're like,
pretty much.
no, come on.
I'm just ignoring it after a second every time. Like, nope, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to jerk off.
Shut the fuck up.
Quit interrupting my Pornhub.
This is the only free alone moment I've had in 3 days.
Yeah, true.
We're supposed to do it in that bathroom and needles. No.
Oh, needles. We didn't even kind of stop at needles, dude.
No,
It was
dude.
such a shithole.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these towns, you get to it thinking this is either going to be cool or it's going to fucking suck or something. And they're just scary.
No joke, dude. I would for real have gas cans on me. You got me spooked. Like, I definitely would over prepare the fuck out of this and just have a cooler
Yeah.
and like
I mean, if you're gonna
3
drive,
gas cans.
bro, if
with
you're gonna drive out in the desert, yeah,
It's
For
not
real.
a bad idea.
yeah, it's not a bad idea for sure.
I'm truly like out here going, okay.
Dude, there
like,
were signs like
I'm gonna
when
get to
I
the
was-
You know what's
rental car and go, I need a Jeep with gas cans on the side.
You know what's
Like,
funny? I was kind of describing to my dad how we were driving from Vegas to Phoenix, and he goes, "Did you stop at Needles?" And I went,
what?
"What?" And I was like,
Get the fuck out of
"You're
here.
not gonna believe this," but I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "There's nothing there, right?" And I was like, "You're right. There is nothing there."
What do we have to talk about right now? He's like, yeah, that's
was
pretty much the point where
super
everyone
weird.
falls out of gas.
His story is him and his best friend went to Vegas for a weekend or like a week or something like that.
And they passed
rented
out and woke up at Needles.
no, they rented a Jeep to just drive into the desert from Vegas.
Oh god, that
with no like aim, like no aim. There's just drive out to Nowheresville
so
just to
fucking
see
dope.
where they ended up, and they ended up in Needles. And he was like, I just told him in passing, I'm like, we ended up on Highway 66 and we passed through like some desert Nowheresville, and he's like, did you end up in Needles by chance? And I was like, yeah. What?
Whoa.
Yeah, super weird,
Dude, no, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah. I mean, if you
Just like something that like I mean you can't go on a big group trip with that because like get a car that like 2 people could sleep in even and just like
I've said it a million goddamn times, but a kite flies on a string, not a stick. If you're flexible, you'll get to flow with the wind and you'll get to enjoy yourself. But if you're in a stick, you're just gonna fucking lay there limp and do nothing.
I've never heard you say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've said it a
This is the
million
first time.
Literally first time hearing that.
Yeah.
Zach in all 24
Like-
years of knowing him,
Yeah,
first
it's the
time
first
or
time I've
yeah,
heard
okay.
it.
yeah, what? I feel like I say this all the time.
No.
Not once, not never.
Not
dude.
once?
Not once, not
Oh,
never.
damn. Okay, well, I'm saying it now. A kite flies on a string, not a stick. You gotta be flexible.
What is the string attached to, though?
A kite.
Stick.
Yeah, but on the other side.
Stick.
That's
kite?
not. That's not the
You.
kite side.
You-
How am I
The
supposed
ground?
to? How am I supposed to control it if it's attached to me?
What is
You're
going
not
on
supposed to
right now?
control it.
Hey, so we're in
There's no
ASU.
control.
All right,
Yeah.
we're in Arizona. You partied your heart out. Then you went to the tattoo shop and
Got tattoos.
Oh, in the morning, Saturday morning, we go to the
Saturday morning
tattoo-
cartoons.
We
Then
go.
you went and got tattooed.
We went to. Oh no, we got the breakfast at a
Yeah.
place right next to the university.
Yeah, we did. It was a cool little cafe spot.
We kept trying to find a place to get breakfast. Every time we went somewhere, it was like, yo, this place is packed.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
And so we went to this like little coffee shop that also served like sandwiches.
free Wi-Fi.
Sandwiches and
Yeah, free Wi-Fi.
free Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
Danish, sandwiches.
So we got a
that type of
coffee
shit.
and a little
And, like, a
egg
little egg
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah.
It was all right.
And then we went on about our
It
day.
wasn't busy.
Yeah, exactly. I would say we walked
wasn't
in,
busy,
we
right.
got our shit and left. So that was nice.
Then we went to the parlor. Zach went up first.
Yep.
Zach gets his tattoo stenciled. We talked to the chick that we're supposed to get our tattoos from, Rose,
Yep.
right?
Shout out to
Was her-
Rose at
Body, no.
No. Club Tattoo.
Club Tattoo, Tempe,
Yeah,
Arizona.
Tempe, Arizona.
shout out Rose.
Zach, show us that tattoo.
It's oh Christ, I gotta turn around.
For the camera.
For the camera,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's that one.
It's that one.
Oh yeah, that's fresh.
He
as
got
fuck.
that done in
Yeah.
like 2.5 hours.
That's
What?
extra
I would
fresh.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, she fucking powered.
She-
That rose
rocked
is really
Yeah, the
gorgeous.
rose
I mean,
looks good.
the get up close and look at that light bulb. It is good.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's excellent.
Yeah, dude.
It
She
looks
like
awesome.
powered through that thing.
What's the
too.
words?
It says, "Well, I do."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, crazy dude. So while he's getting this tattoo done, I'm hanging out for a second. I'm like, yo, you getting it done? And then I start walking around and I'm like, yo, I'm starting to get that like
Getting a little
pre-tattoo
bored over
anxiety,
here.
a little,
Yeah, getting a little
and then also a
bored.
little bored. So I start talking to people in the shop. Some of the girls working behind the counter, kind of cute. not gonna
Looking
lie.
cute.
Yeah, they were a little more than kind of cute.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
kind of cute.
They
Trying to
were-
get your dick
And then-
pierced
Real cute.
just while hanging out.
And then the
No,
pier-
we
and then-
actually one of the guys that did tattoos had like multiple dick tattoos.
nice.
Yeah, so I
But
talked
not
to him
nice.
about that. It was
you can
Is
only
he the
flip through-
dragon guy? Is he dragon dick?
Wait,
or whatever?
what? Dragon
have this-
dick.
Here's the cool thing about Club
Bro, look it
Tattoo
up.
Tempe. It's a nice shop.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
it is a very nice
A
shot.
lot of
I will
rooms.
afterward.
lot of rooms, and also right when you walk in, they have this nice bunch of seating area. And I remember I see this big screen. It's a big touch screen that you can flip through all the artists'
Oh,
artwork,
that is dang.
and you can just kind of like just touch it and just slide through everyone's work.
Yeah, it was fucking
and
cool.
just look at all.
That's
of it.
pretty dank.
Yeah,
Dude,
and-
tattoo shops everywhere else, catch the fuck up.
Yeah, that was.
Where
cool.
is that?
That was
Save
super
yourself
cool
some
then.
time and get your entire portfolio just on a megabit of fucking space. Like, come on, dude. Why
Yeah,
isn't everyone
dude.
doing that?
Like right next to the couch area, you just walk up. You can click on a artist's portfolio and then just start flipping through all their
Fucking
pictures.
do it.
Dude, it
You
was
can
cool.
sort by like whatever you want
Style,
to sort by.
Styles,
style, type,
whatever, yeah,
whatever
whatever.
the image is.
Artist, whatever it is, dude. It was really
It
cool.
was fucking cool.
And then, but by the time that was done for me, I started looking at their merchandise, and then I see the piercer,
And she was hot.
kind of hot.
Kinda.
I started talking to her.
By
She's
Larry
like-
standards, kind of hot. By Zach standards, pretty fucking hot.
Kind of hot.
Yeah.
kinda
Yeah.
hot.
So I started talking to her, and turns out she's from the Midwest, moved to
Hey.
Arizona to be a piercer. And then I'm like, yo,
Pierce this.
I'm like, true. I'm like, I always want to stretch my ears. Let's just do it now.
Whoa.
Before my tattoo, I go,
Oh, I just wanted to stretch my beehole. How about we do it now?
I'm just like, yo, how much would it be to pierce my ears right now? And she's like, well, you're getting a tattoo today, so you get like 40% off or some shit. I'm like, all right.
You
Let's
sold
do
it.
it. Yeah, let's do.
What them titties look like?
Pierced.
Yeah,
Hell
probably.
yeah.
Probably. Because everything else is.
Definitely. Pierce.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
So she
Just
like
one.
marks my ears, does the piercing. To those
Cried a
who,
little bit.
who don't know, I went straight from no piercings ever to straight to a 6-gauge ear piercing. From nothing to 6-gauge.
Hole punch.
Like, yeah, that is what it looked like. Just, yeah, straight to a 6. And then I went and got tacos
That
at the
taco
shop
place next door
right next door.
was fucking good.
Was solid. I got shrimp tacos from the place right
that
next door.
place was called Flash Taco.
Man,
I don't know what that place was called. Solid though.
Yeah, they
Rock
had
solid.
some killer tacos
It was
right
good.
there.
It was good. I got some
It was
shrimp
good.
tacos. Well, I waited for my boy to finish his
You
tattoo.
didn't get Zach any tacos?
No, I went after my tattoo. I think I
Whoa.
went either after my tattoo or during one of my breaks for my tattoo because I was
Yeah.
getting hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
but I think I went after.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah,
They were
Tight.
fucking good because I had a fish taco and they had like an Indian style taco or something like that, where it was like kimchi and all that bullshit.
it was dank. They did a
Tight.
good job there.
Yeah, it was good.
Had my shrimp taco after my ear piercing, and then it was my turn. And then the chick that was supposed to do the tattoo was like starting to stress a little, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, what up?" And she's like, "Well, so here's the deal. The owner's best friend was Chester, and I wanted to make sure because you're getting his face tattooed on you that it's kind of stressing me out that I want to make sure that it's like really right." So we get the tattoo started, and then I immediately realized that getting my ears pierced was a big mistake because I have nowhere to rest my face because I'm getting the back
You
half
can
of my.
now not put your head side to side. It
I
has
can't
to be
turn
just,
it has to be straight down.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So for 4 hours, I realized that I have to have my face straight into a pillow or like right in the face hole or whatever, and
yeah,
not
like
move.
the massage
No
beds that
move.
they usually have.
Yeah, I can't move. And I was like, yeah, that was a mistake. Not only that, because also my ears were throbbing because I had a big hole in them.
That's good. It distracted you, dude.
Yeah. Or
From
just
the-
it
from the
just
calf
added
pain.
to it. It just added to it, really. TBH. There's no distracting from tattoo pain.
Haha, I guess.
I don't know, man. Have you ever got tattoo drunk?
No.
I'm sure that probably helps.
I
It seems to
took
help for
shots
other
while I was getting tattoos. Some guy came in and he's like, "I'm gonna go buy some alcohol. You want some?" And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, "Yeah,
people. Fuck yeah,
pass that
bud.
over."
Yeah.
I feel like it definitely would take the edge off, dude.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I've had a lot of ink done.
But definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
Because it's in the waiver not to
yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Well, it's just like anticoagulant, and you want
Yeah, you want to heal up.
You
real
want to
quick.
heal as fast as possible, for sure.
Yeah.
So you don't want to like thin your blood out or anything. But anyways, I get the tattoo, and like she had to take like 5 smoke breaks because
Yeah,
she
dude.
was so anxiety ridden and like stressed from doing this tattoo. She's like, "I'm getting my boss's best friend's face tattooed on you." She's like, "I can't
At one
do
point,
this."
she just had a jewel in an IV bag and put it.
Dude, pretty much. She like took so many breaks, like smoke breaks for this tattoo that I was like, "Yo,
I love that she
in
referred
so
to it
much
like
pain.
that instead of just like I'm getting Chester's face tattooed. I
yeah.
feel like
She's like-
as if he was he is anonymous.
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna
the
get
only
fired.
importance he has in this world is that he's friends with the owner.
yeah, pretty much." It was just like she's like, I have to make sure this looks legit." I was like, "You're
like, but
stressing me out."
Shouldn't you do every tattoo like that?
Yeah.
I'm stressed out now,
Yeah.
just out here.
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah, I'm like, yo, because she
I'd be
just
stressed out if I was Zach. Going, wait a second, you didn't do my tattoo like this. What the fuck?
Well, she just nailed his. That was the thing. She was
Yeah,
like, she
she
just
did.
powered it, and it looked great.
She sat down and she said, "This is what I'm doing," and I said, "Okay." And she put it on and just fucking went into it.
Yeah.
And it's held up well over 2 years.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Like-
And then, but during mine, she's like, yo,
All right, let's see
right.
yours.
you already seen it.
I know, but let's see it again for the for the imaginary
For
camera.
everybody
For the
watching
imaginary-
at
There's no
home,
camera, bro.
guess just that. I don't know. Bottom back.
I mean, it does look like him.
it does. It still looks good.
It does look like him. Can verify that. On
I gotta be real though. If you're gonna do like a really important piece, don't do it on the back of your calf because you'll never see it.
Do it on the front of your calf.
E.
Right. Do it on the front where you can see it all the time. Because I have another tattoo on the front of that same leg.
I'm
and
actually adding to this one tomorrow.
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 No shit.
Yeah.
Wogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the front of the leg is dope because you can look at that and admire it anytime you want. On the back of your leg,
Yeah. That's
can't-
that's not
kinda.
nearly as easy to do.
no.
I have 2. I have one on each calf.
Also
and
showing
it's much
showing
harder.
friends,
Oh,
showing
it's such
friends
a
to let
pain.
them admire your ink.
It's always
Also
awkward.
kind of hard to show.
Yeah. That's always an awkward spot to be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, fucking look at this." You have to turn sideways and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
True.
Yeah, sad days. But no, so we got the ink done on. We took both of our slots for that day.
Yep.
I got my ears pierced, which was dumb as fuck.
And then we drove 10 hours back to California.
And then we drove. After we were done of a whole day of bullshit,
It was 9 hours
We drove-
of tattoo.
straight down Highway 10, straight
No
fucking
brakes.
back, no,
No
brakes, straight back to Santa Barbara.
We stopped to get food. I believe we stopped at Raisin Cane's because I was fucking hungry when we left.
God damn.
And I grabbed some chicken strips and we bolt.
That's right. And we grabbed a little chicken, and then
That is
Drove
the
straight.
saddest story.
dude,
Yeah.
that drive was actually very beautiful.
Yeah.
But also very
That one was taxing.
long.
You had
Yeah.
shit to. You had to get.
We had to
back.
go because
It was-
because he had to work the next day.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Why? You did not take enough days off for this, dude.
No,
No.
True. Actually, he didn't actually have the whole days off for that. He had to take calls
Whoa.
still.
Yeah, I was taking.
He was out of the
calls.
office, but he was still taking calls.
I was on
most of the
call.
time.
Friday night was my on-call
Yes. Mm-hmm.
night, so I was taking calls in the middle of the fucking desert while we were driving. Because
We'd be jamming, and then all of a sudden, he'd be like, "Yo, you gotta turn the music off. I gotta take this
Wait,
call."
wait.
Did you guys?
What were you doing, Zach?
I was working in private jet charter.
So people were just like, "Hey, I got to fly to this place," and you're like, "Yeah, okay, hold on."
Yeah, and that's.
Did you
exactly-
guys split up the drive or like did one?
No,
I did
Larry
the whole
drove the
thing.
whole time.
Yo.
We offered. I offered to split it, but
Iron
he-
Manned it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just. I think did I drive? I think I drove a little bit on the way home.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I remember driving for a few hours so you could crash on the way.
I was taxed.
home. Yeah, I mean
4 hours. I did 4 hours of tattoo, and then ears pierced. I was
Yeah.
like, I was taxed.
yeah, I mean it was a
It was
big
a long
day with all the driving for the 48 hours prior.
Yeah.
So
Whew,
We
man.
drove, and here's the deal with Highway 10: it's just a straight shot.
it is.
There's no
too.
curves,
There's
nothing.
No
it's just
turning.
a straight
you
goddamn
get to
shot
fucking
straight to
Coachella
the.
Valley before you have to turn at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So you're just like really finding out the gas mileage that you get per mile there.
Yeah,
You're
right.
like
For real.
I mean, it's
cruising,
like-
just like.
It
Yep.
was like 7 hours of straight driving.
So it's 31, but just way longer.
Yeah.
just double.
Forever
Yeah,
and
man.
ever and
That's
ever.
the one thing that people don't realize. Like,
That's
once
pretty
you're in
gross,
that
dude.
I'm gonna
area-
have to stop this again for another break.
Nah, we're done. We're
Are we
thinking
done?
about it there.
I think we're
Yeah.
pretty much done with the story, but like that whole area, it's just flat.
All right, quick.
nothing.
Any regrets? Any takebacks? Anything you wish you would have done?
Different tattoo places. That's it. Man.
Yeah,
Wish I
that's
would have
it.
put it in a different spot. Done.
Got my dick sucked in needles.
Yeah, wish you would have got your dick sucked in needles.
No,
don't-
needles
I don't
is
think so.
scary.
Yeah,
I don't-
man. I would not trust.
I kind of want you to see it because
don't like
it
the
just looks
fear
like
boner?
trailer park in the middle of the desert.
yeah,
dude.
it's
Is what it looks
like a
like.
commune.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
All right, boys.
not a place
It's
to
been
stop.
fun.
yep.
Till next time.
Peace.
Tip
See
your
ya.
waitresses and neuter your spade
Neuter and spade your pets.
your waitresses.
Your waitress.